And welcome to Independence High School in Coal City, West Virginia. Tonight, Video Productions presents exciting high school football. It's the number 2 Class AAA team, the Princeton Tigers, 7-0, coming in averaging 50 points a game, taking on the number 4 Class AA team, the Independence Patriots, 5-2. They're averaging 35 points a game. Hello again, everybody. I'm Maris Lowry with Eric Thomas. We welcome you into the Dutch Miller Beckley Auto Mall pregame show. The heavy hitter, Mr. Nick Eskins, producing and directing. We have Faith Alexander and Jackie Moon on camera, and our stat man, Chris Parrish, is here. So our entire crew here, Eric, and those numbers I gave on top, boy, I tell you, both teams an explosive offense. Princeton coming in, as I mentioned, averaging 50 points a game. Independence coming in, averaging 35. And defensively, they're pretty good, too. Princeton only giving up 14 a game, and Independence giving up 20 a game.
Yeah, and that's the thing I was thinking about as you led in the show. Both teams know how to light the scoreboard up, that's for sure. But I think this game is going to boil down to who can get to the quarterback and get the quarterback off his spot and make it uneasy for the quarterback through the night.
Yeah, we could have an explosion here, a game of very big plays on both sides because each team very capable, as we talked about, of putting points on the board.
Yeah, both teams have capable athletes and exciting players, whether it's Silas Nelson for Independence, who the do-it-all running back, and you know what you get with Markel Lowe, who's coming off, a one-game suspension and a lot of cast of characters around him, and I think he's going to
They've scored over 40 in every other game. They beat Capital 41-12. They beat Bluefield 63-7. Oak Hill 44-28. They shut out Pulaski 62-0. They beat Tazewell 70-13. Beat Winfield 56-28, in which 2 of their top players was kicked out of that game. And that's another thing too, Eric. You would think, when you're winning as big as they were and won 55-28, you'd have a little bit more maybe self-control not to get kicked out of a game, but they were able to find a way to rally and beat Beckley last week 14-7.
Yeah, and that was a big win, losing 2 big guns in your offense, and I think it hurt Princeton more, too, defensively, not having Markel Lowe, who was a good two-way player for them in that game, but still found a way to win that game at home.
On the flip side for Independence, they lost their opening game to Herbert Hoover 37-30. They took that long trip to Brook, beat them 20-0. They beat Nicholas County and Summersville 41-14. The game you and I broadcast, they beat Scott 30-24. The Bluefield game was canceled because during the hurricane there was no power, no water in Bluefield. They were not able to make that up. They lost to Oak Hill 21-20, and since then, Eric, they won their last 2 as they crushed Westside 2 weeks ago 51-13 in the game we had last week, a huge 54-28 win over Mingo Central.
Yeah, and along the way, Independence has been playing a lot of youth, a lot of young guys, a few freshmen along the line. And the quarterback is a freshman as well, but he plays well beyond, his freshman years. And I think tonight it's going to boil down to Princeton's depth, maybe in Independence really trying to control or stay with Princeton on the line of scrimmage.
It's a beautiful night to be this late in the season, the final Friday night of October, and a gorgeous night here, and we're going to have a huge crowd. As you can see, a lot of people across the way, Eric, made their way up from Mercer County from Princeton, and then right below us, the crowd still starting to file in here at Independence.
Oh, it's a big night. 2 heavyweights going to do battle tonight, and this is going to be like a playoff atmosphere for both of these teams. Princeton coming off a state championship appearance last year, and Independence knows what it's like because they hoisted the trophy 2 years ago, and these teams will be ready.
Well, Independence has got a couple things going for them, too, other than the good football team they had. Number one, they haven't lost a home game here since the COVID year of 2020. And also, Eric, you may know this and you may don't, and I bet you do. Since you and I have been working for Video Productions our 4th year, every time you and I have showed up to broadcast an Independence game, whether in Coal City or on the road, they haven't lost. So maybe you and I are their good luck charm.
Yeah, and I guess you would say that, and I did know that because I recounted all the games we've done. We've done several on the road, and they've never taken a nail since we've been able to broadcast their games.
Well, looking forward for the kickoff at the top of the hour. We'll take our first break as we move toward that 7 o'clock kickoff, and we think we've got a dandy here for you. Number 2 in AAA, Princeton 7-0, taking on number 4 in Class AA, Independence 5-2 here on Video Productions.
Dutch Miller's Beckley Auto Mall, West Virginia's largest GMC Buick dealer, is a proud sponsor of West Virginia high school athletics and our area student athletes. Dutch Miller's Beckley Auto Mall, with 2 locations for your convenience, 3934 Robert Z. Byrd Drive in Beckley and 8762 Seneca Trail in Fairleigh. Plus, you can shop 24/7 at BeckleyAutomall.com. Dutch Miller's Beckley Auto Mall and West Virginia's student athletes. A winning combination. GMC, we are professional grade.
Welcome, folks, to the most mouth-watering showdown on television, the Hangry Games Ultimate Snack-Off, right here at your local Little General store. As the snacks fly and the deli slices, remember, dear viewers, every item they're using can be found at your nearest Little General store, where creativity meets convenience. Keep your appetites brave and your snacks ready.
We won't raise your rates just because of an accident. Sure, everyone thinks they're a good driver. But when an accident happens, with Allstate, you don't have to worry, even if it's your fault. It's called accident forgiveness, and it starts the day you sign up. You're in good hands with Allstate.
City National Bank, where you can purchase or refinance your home with the no down payment Champion Mortgage. No down payment, no private mortgage insurance, no kidding. Visit your local branch to get started today. City National Bank, member FDIC, equal housing lender. To learn more, log on to mortgage.bankatcity.com.
Take care of this by the end of the day.
Sure, I'll take care of that. Done.
It's that easy with compliance. Compliance. We've got your back office.
If you need a lawyer, then you need a lawyer who's in it to win it. You need Hill, Peterson, Carper, B. & Ditzler. We have a track record of winning millions for our clients. At Hill, Peterson, Carper, B. & Ditzler, we're in it to win it.
Every bite better with Pepsi.
How much is that doggy in the window?
Let the sunshine in. Get started today with new windows and doors from Window World of Beckley. What better way to do that than our energy-efficient windows and doors for every budget and style? We offer superior products, professionally installed at a guaranteed low price. We offer great financing options too. So why wait? Transfer your home today with Window World of Beckley and let the sun shine in.
And we welcome you back to Independence High School here in Coal City, West Virginia. A battle at the top of the hour between Princeton and Independence. Tonight's game is brought to you in part by Michael Frobel for Judge. Michael Frobel is a candidate for the Circuit Judge in the 2nd Division. Michael is proud to support the student athletes of Raleigh County and would be proud to serve you as your judge. Also, tonight's game brought to you in part Giovanni's, where I had the pregame meal. I'll tell you, delicious food is always Giovanni's. You may not be Italian going in, you'll be Italian coming out. 2 locations down in Glen Daniel, West Virginia, right before you get to Liberty High School, and then here at Leicester Square on your way to Independence High School. Well, Eric, as we take a look at some of the numbers, there are a lot of really good metrics for both of these teams. First of all, we'll start with Princeton, and one of the most impressive numbers when I was doing the preparation for the game was the quarterback, Chance Barker, for Princeton. He's completing 71% of his passes. He's 74 for 104, 74 out of 104 for 1,436 yards. And here's, to me, is the most really telling stat of how efficient he is. 20 touchdowns and only 2 interceptions.
Yeah, and that's protecting the ball. Ball is life, and ball is the game, man. And I've had a chance to watch him. We did a game with him last year, and he's real. You know, they always say football IQ. He doesn't take a lot of chances, and he puts the ball right where the receivers need it.
And another thing, he's got really good receivers and a lot of good multi-receivers, and it starts with Bradley Mosser. Mosser is caught. He's the team's leading receiver. 36 catches, 715 yards, 9 touchdowns. That's 20 yards a catch.
Yeah,
that's a big play guy.
And you have to think that there's a lot of goal balls, some deep balls. in that, and he does a lot of a lot of yards after the catch too as well.
And then you take a look at Markel Lowe, and we hear a lot about Markel Lowe, what a good running back he is, and the numbers back that up as well. He's got 55 carries for 609 yards and 12 touchdowns, and didn't even play the game against Beckley a week ago, so that's only in 6 games instead of 7. But as a receiver, not bad either. 11 catches, 274 yards, 2 touchdowns. He's averaging 25 yards a catch. So, he's got 12 rushing touchdowns and 2 touchdowns as a receiver, 14 overall touchdowns.
Well, it seems by those stats, I was doing the math in my head, it seems like he's a first down every time he touches the football.
Right. And then, we're not done there. How about Garrett Mays? 11 catches for 170 yards, 3 touchdowns. He averages 16 yards a catch.
Hey, that's not bad. And I know in the game against you're going to probably get to Jennings next, correct?
Well, I got another guy before we get to Jennings. That's how deep and how good their offense is.
Yeah, and that's going to be – I think that is the main problem for this Independence, this great Independence team. They can get after the quarterback, but some of the misdirection and some of the screen passes may slow that pass rush down.
Right. So before we get to Daniel Jennings, how about a Wyatt Klein? 8 catches, 163 yards, 2 scores, and he averages 20 yards a catch. So I've already named 4 guys that do multiple things and are big play guys before I even get to their main guy, Daniel Jennings, who's already signed to go to Penn State.
And the thing with Daniel Jennings, he took up the slack last week against a good Beckley defense. Let's not get it wrong. That is a great defense that Beckley has, as far as, slowing offenses down. And for him to take it was a 4th and 10 play that he took a screen pass,
right,
47 yards for a touchdown.
Right. And as good as he is with his hands and receiving in the flat, as a running back, Eric, 52 carries, 517 yards, and 7 touchdowns. So all other guys, when you look up all these touchdowns, they all definitely know where the end zone is.
and you know what? And they spread the wealth.
Right. And there's so many guys, like I said, you can't, as an Independence defensive coordinator and defensively, you just cannot key on in 1 or 2 guys because they got multiple guys that can come up with big plays.
And that causes the defensive coaches for Independence to lose some sleep.
Now, on the flip side, Independence has got some pretty good players of their own, and it starts with Dalton Atkins. And Dalton Atkins has really stepped up as the number 1 overall receiver for Independence. He has 23 catches, 319 yards, and 2 scores. He's averaging 14 yards a catch.
Yeah, and he does a good job of, high pointing the ball, catching the ball in traffic. And I'm interested in see this matchup, Princeton's defensive backs against these wideouts for Independence.
Silas Nelson, I think he's got to have a big game on the ground. He's rushed for 1,090 yards on 177 carries, and he scored 18 touchdowns on the ground, so he definitely knows where the end zone is.
Wow, 177 carries. That's a whole football season.
Yes.
That's more than double what
with which a lot of these other players have.
Yeah,
right.
Markel.
Lowe
you can combine the 2 guys, and they just for Princeton just barely over 110.
Right. And then you take a look at, that's just Nelson running the ball as a receiver. He's caught 10 balls, 194 yards, and a touchdown. That's 20 yards a catch.
Yeah, that's Mr. All-Purpose, and he had a great catch, which broke open a close game last week. It was probably, a 47-yard bomb that he caught. A little seam route, got behind the defenders, and made an over-the-shoulder catch.
And here may be the X factor for Independence tonight. Christian Linksweiler, 17 catches on the season, 392 yards, 2 touchdowns. That's 23 yards a catch.
Yeah, you need Linksweiler, Christian, to really have a big game. You need your supporting cast and your other athletes. And I stated last week that I thought that they need to get him the ball more in space and try to get him break one, because he has the speed to take it to the house as well.
And Brock Green passing 64. He's completed 64 of 117 for 1,152 yards, 6 touchdowns, 5 interceptions. And to me, Eric, and I think you would agree, for Independence to have a chance to pull off this upset, Independence as a whole has to take care of the ball. Brock Green really has to take care of the ball tonight.
Yeah, and in their last loss against Oak Hill, that's one thing, the 21-20 loss, the one thing that Brock Green did that he normally doesn't. I think he had 2 turnovers in that game, interception and a fumble, and securing the football is a must for Independence. They can't afford to give this Princeton offense extra possessions.
The crowd continuing to file in. We're going to have a capacity crowd, I think, before we're through. Princeton across the way, all in blue, and right below us, all the fans from Independence wearing their red, white, and blue. And Eric, right, for the first time ever, these 2 teams playing here in the regular season.
Yeah, and I know they've met, on the JV gridiron, but this is the first regular season varsity game, and this will be interesting.
They also scrimmaged last year. Princeton got the better of that scrimmage, but Now it's a regular season game. And, of course, I'm sure at the time when Princeton and Independence decided to play, Princeton going from the big class, which had 3 last year, down to AAA. At the time, Independence was AAA when the schedule was made, and then right before the season, as we know, so many teams were reclassified. Independence now down to AA.
Well, I'm going to use a line from Coach Lilly because I had a chance to see an interview of him earlier this week, and he said, "This is not. They look at this as an opportunity. This is not. You scheduled them. This is an opportunity to show what you have because I doubt you see the rest of the way." In AA, a team this caliber.
Well, I will say this, and I know you're going to agree with this. Independence may not be good enough to win this game, or it just may not happen for them. But in no way, shape, or form will Independence be intimidated by Princeton at all.
Definitely not. These guys, and as I said, I think it's an opportunity because they are going to go. This is us against the world. No one gives them a chance probably to win this game.
Well, we think it's going to be an exciting game, and we got it for you at the top of the hour. We'll take our second Dutch Miller Beckley Auto Mall pregame break. And like I said, get you ready for the kickoff between Princeton 7-0, Independence 5-2 here on Video Productions.
Miller's Beckley Auto Mall, West Virginia's largest GMC Buick dealer, is a proud sponsor of West Virginia High School athletics and our area student athletes. Dutch Miller's Beckley Auto Mall, with 2 locations for your convenience, 3934 Robert C. Byrd Drive in Beckley and 8762 Seneca Trail in Fairleigh. Plus, you can shop 24/7 at BeckleyAutomall.com. Dutch Miller's Beckley Auto Mall and West Virginia's student athletes. A winning combination. GMC, we are professional grade.
When you're about to go on the most important journey, it matters who you choose to start it with. From your very first prenatal appointment, Access Health's dedicated team is here to support you with the latest technology and personalized care. Preparing for your little one's arrival is a special time. And when the big day arrives, you can be confident knowing you have the same team to guide and support you. Access Health, your partner in health every step of the way.
When you're in need of a plumber, you want someone that's going to treat you like family. Modley's Plumbing and Heating, a family-owned business since 1987, wants you to know our customers and employees are as important as family. Built by family to families, quality work is our hallmark at Modley's Plumbing and Heating. So the next time you're in need of a plumber, give Modley's Plumbing and Heating a call at 304-253-HELP. A call at 304-253-HELP. Help to Modley's means handling every little problem.
You have a goal. You know what you want. Start with us, New River Community and Technical College, your community college. Take classes online or in a classroom in Beaver, Lewisburg, Summersville, or Princeton, or step outside the classroom in one of our technical or health programs. Find flexible and affordable options to help you reach your goal. It's closer than you think when you start with us, New River Community and Technical College. Apply today.
Here we grow again. Pioneer Community Bank is proud to offer a network of banks right here in our communities. By offering you more locations, Pioneer continues to meet all your banking needs where you are. Please stop by our New Harper Road location. We are truly investing in Southern West Virginia. Pioneer Community Bank. Friendly service, great products. Member FDIC, Equal Housing Lender.
Welcome back to Independence High School here in Coal City, West Virginia with Eric Thomas. I'm Maris Lowry, getting you ready for the kickoff at the top of the hour between Princeton and Independence. Tonight's game brought to you in part by State Farm Insurance. Like a good neighbor, State Farm is there. You can contact your State Farm agent, Scotty Brown in Shady. Excuse me, you can dial him up at 681-238-6130. Also, the game tonight brought to you in part by Exit Realty. And Exit Realty Your broker is Aluka Richmond. You can dial him up at 304-256-0101. You can check him out on the web at wvexitelevation.com. Also, the game tonight brought to you by Leisure Lanes, Johnstown Road in Beckley. And tomorrow night, they're having their Bowloween for a howling good time. It's only $17 a person, and they still have just a few lanes left. So if you want to have a part of that Halloween party tomorrow, you need to call up Leisure Lanes, 304-253-7328. And last but certainly not least, tonight's game also brought to you in part by Infinity Coal Company. They're offering a no premium, no deductible health insurance with dental and vision coverage. They also offer a company-paid life insurance, prescription drug coverage, and a company-matching 401k plan. They're getting ready to play the national anthem. We'll take a break, come back, get you ready for the opening kickoff coming up next at the top of the hour here on Video Productions.
Power Sports is your one-stop off-road and tractor destination. We have an awesome selection of side-by-sides, ATVs, dirt bikes, tractors, and kid machines. Our machines come loaded with features the other brands don't have and will save you thousands of dollars versus the competition. Massey Power Sports offers the best prices, the best service, and the best warranties. Our locations in Beckley and Cross Lanes are here to serve you. Online at MasseyPowersports.com. Massey Power Sports. We power your work and your adventure.
Take care of this by the end of the day.
Sure, I'll take care of that. Done.
It's that easy with compliance. Compliance. We've got your back office.
City National Bank, where you can purchase or refinance your home with the no down payment champion mortgage. No down payment, no private mortgage insurance, no kidding. Visit your local branch to get started today. City National Bank, member FDIC, equal housing lender. To learn more, log on to mortgage.bankatcity.com.
Dutch Miller's Beckley Auto Mall, West Virginia's largest GMC Buick dealer, is a proud sponsor of West Virginia High School athletics and our area student athletes. Dutch Miller's Beckley Auto Mall, with 2 locations for your convenience: 3934 Robert C. Byrd Drive in Beckley and 8762 Seneca Trail in Fairleigh. Plus, you can shop 24/7 at BeckleyAutomall.com. Dutch Miller's Beckley Auto Mall and West Virginia's student athletes. A winning combination. GMC, we are professional grade.
Don't drop the ball. Come see your hometown legends at the all-new Greenbrier Ford in Beckley. We won't be beat.
Welcome, folks, to the most mouth-watering showdown on television, the Hangry Games Ultimate Snack-Off, right here at your local Little General store. As the snacks fly and the deli slices, remember, dear viewers, every item they're using can be found at your nearest Little General store, where creativity meets convenience. Keep your appetites brave and your snacks ready.
It's fourth down, seconds on the clock. He hands it off, finds a hole in the middle. Clear, nothing but incredible. A touchdown for the win. I can't believe it.
Pizza, better with Pepsi.
And we welcome you back to Independence High School here in Coal City, West Virginia, with Eric Thomas. I'm Maris Lowry. And Eric, we're about 6 or 7 minutes away from getting the game started between Independence, the home team, ranked number 4 in Class AA this week, 5-2 against Princeton. They're ranked number 2 in Class AAA, 7-0. And really, Eric, I tell you, for the final of Friday night in October, this is week 9 of the high school football season. You couldn't ask really for a better night than what we have here tonight.
Yeah, it's such a beautiful evening for football, and I'm real excited for this game to get teed up and kicked off, Maris.
And that's one thing, weather, there's not really any wind. We play, of course, on the turf, and Princeton has that too. So there's really, weather-wise, will bear no factor in the outcome of this game.
Yeah, definitely not. Field conditions are excellent, and both teams should be raring to go.
All right, Eric, we'll have you put your coaching cap on. If you're Keith Taylor, the head coach of Princeton, with all their offensive firepower, if you win the toss, they probably want to take the ball, right?
Yeah, you take the ball, and if you're Coach Taylor, I think you want to establish your dominance. Tell your guys to go down. Let's put 7 on the board and really control this game early on.
Now, for some people that may or may not know, Coach Lilly had suffered a little bit of illness from last week. And when I say I don't know. The reason I say it, Eric, I don't know how much I should or shouldn't even put out there
Correct.
because of the health issue that he had. had. So I think most people that follow high school football probably know what I'm talking about.
Exactly.
So he may or may not be available tonight. He is here. I saw him. So I don't know if he'll be on the sidelines or not. So do you think that weighs in any way, shape, or form with Independence?
Well, no. With such a veteran coaching staff, and he has a great group that's been with him, and those coaches know how to execute whatever game plan they put in.
So I think that one of the big keys is for each team, they both have the capabilities of making the big play. I think it puts pressure on the defense for each team not to give up the big play.
Exactly. That was going to be my next key point for Independence. I think it's imperative if Princeton does win the toss and takes the ball, I think it could give them a lot of momentum. I'm not saying 3 and out, but if you can get some kind of defensive stop and not let them score early, I think that momentum could swing to your side and more confidence on offense.
I think another thing we may see here tonight when both teams cross midfield, if it's 4th down and reasonable, they're probably going to go for it.
Yeah, definitely. Both teams have a lot of respect for one another, but I think both of them really like the way they move the ball offensively. And I think if the down and distance is right, they will both be going for 4th downs if they have it.
And like in every game on every level, turnovers play a big key. And once again, they'll play probably a big key here tonight.
Yeah, and I think turnover and penalties. You can't have drive killers if you're Independence. You cannot get behind the chains against this Princeton defense.
And, Eric, and I say this all the time on every level. We know, especially when you talk the NFL, and you can probably say this about college, 3rd down is the money down, and that's as Independence makes their way out onto the field. 3rd down is the down where, quarterbacks, where they make a living. That's where they earn their stripes. But I think it's more important how you are on 1st down, like you said, so you don't get behind the chains or so you don't have anything negative that happens on 1st down.
Yeah, exactly right. And I think you want to average yards per play probably on 1st down. You probably want to average somewhere in the 4 range. Anything under 3, the defense can dictate what they do and how they rush you, when you get in 3rd and 7, 3rd and 8.
So Independence has made their way onto the field. I kind of like that look, the white helmet with the red uniform trimmed in white, waiting for Princeton to make their way onto the field. And we're about 3 or 4 minutes away of kicking the game off. Tonight's game also brought to you in part by Cracker Barrel. Cracker Barrel, the old country store with locations in Beckley and Princeton. Gotta love me some Cracker Barrel. Love me some pig from Cracker Barrel. Also, the game tonight is brought to you in part by Edward Jones, your financial advisor. Heather Cantley is my financial advisor. She takes care of me. She'll take care of you because you, just like I have, worked hard for your money. So now let your money work hard for you. You can call Heather at 681-254-0097, and Heather will take care of you. Well, Eric, I think everybody is ready. The players are ready. The crowds are ready. Fever pitch. You and I are ready. Our director and producer, the heavy hitter, Mr. Nick Eskins, is ready. And I think, ladies and gentlemen, just sit back, pop you open a nice blue can of Pepsi, and enjoy what we think is going to be an outstanding high school football game.
Yeah, you definitely need that blue can of Pepsi, the high test one for this game, because it's going to be electric tonight up here in Coal City.
So let me ask you this. We talked about if Princeton wins the toss, we both feel that maybe they should take the ball. Same thing for Independence if they win the toss?
I think both teams would feel that their offensive units, you want to put them out there. I wouldn't say your best unit, but, yes, their best unit. Put them out there and see what they can do offensively.
The one thing for sure in last week's game for Princeton, they got behind and trailed for most of that game 7-0 Beckley before they finally able to pull it out.
Yeah, they pulled it out, and this is a stat that I saw that was pretty interesting. I know they were missing their big guns too, but I think they only had 53 total yards of offense because of the keep-away potential of that Beckley offense. I think out of, 24 minutes in the first half, Beckley had it 19.
And, the thing about it is, and Independence and Beckley's style is completely different, where Beckley's got that big line and may want to run and kill the clock. Independence is not really built that way.
Yeah.
They're more explosive. And don't look for Independence maybe to kind of, use a basketball term, slow it down.
They would never do that. Yeah, and I was going to say, this is going to be fast break football, I think.
Right.
Get the plays in, get ready, get up to the line and hike it and see what you do.
So we're waiting for Princeton to make their way out on the field. I wonder if there's a little showmanship or gamesmanship. Independence is out there.
Well, and something I noticed with Princeton, they did their whole pregame without their shoulder pads on.
Right.
So they're probably in there,
putting it on now.
Hey, we had this. Remember, Parkersburg South did this
Yeah.
in the Beckley game and came out. And when they came out, boy, were they ready.
They were ready. And, really, as you well know, Eric, if you're a player, you want to play in games like this. You're a coach, you want to coach in games like this. And for us to be able to have the opportunity to broadcast a game like this, that's why we do with what we do.
And I do see Coach Lilly on the sideline.
Yep. So, as Princeton gets set to make their way, they'll be all in white tonight. So both teams really looking clean here tonight. All white for Princeton and then the red and white for Independence.
Yeah, this is going to be a great contest. And that's a new helmet that Princeton's sporting this year as well.
Yeah, they used to have a white helmet with the blue pall on there. So Princeton now has made their way across the way. And Independence here on the near side. And we'll have the toss of the coin as the captains will meet out at the center of the field. So we're about a minute away to get this game started. And Eric, like I said, I'm fired up for it. The crowd's fired up for it. Independence has been very good at home. Like I said, they haven't lost a game here at home since the COVID year of 2020.
Between the AAA number 2 rank.
So there's the officials and the referee talking to the captains.
Your captains for tonight's game. First for the visitors from Princeton, number 1.
And waiting on the toss of the coin.
And number 3, Markel Lowe.
But what a beautiful night it is. And like I said, really, Eric, by and large, all the games we've done on Friday night weather, we've been really fortunate.
Yeah, been able to dodge. I think the only game that you've covered that was rain was the middle school contest.
Yeah, that was Shady Beckley Stratton. Boy, it was miserable. Well, the toss is won by Princeton, as we both said, they want the ball. They don't want to defer. They want to put that high, potent offense on the field first.
So special teams could come into play because we've both talked. I think they're doing a lot better. They're doing a lot better of covering kicks, but that is one thing they've been able to give up a few big kick returns.
Well, if you remember in the game last week to start the second half, Mingo Central ran a kickoff back, but it got called back, and we saw Scott run a kickoff back.
Yes, so two kickoffs have been taken back to the house against this Independence special team. So look for them to do something strategic here, probably try to pin them in a corner or something like that because you don't want to give up the opening kick.
Right. Well, and not only that, you don't want to squib and give them the ball up over the 40
Yeah,
either.
but Micah Cuthbert, from what I've seen, he's got a strong leg, does a real good job, kicking off the ball, but ball placement is key on this first kickoff.
So now Princeton, they break from the huddle. And looks like Mosser will be one of the deep backs for Princeton as Independence gets ready to tee it up, and we're moments away from getting the ball game underway. So here on the near sideline, that's Markel Lowe. He's a real game breaker. He wears number 3. And over on the far side is Mosser. He wears number 1. So Cupper's got it teed up, and we're just moments away from getting this game started. Number 4 in AA, Independence 5-2. Against number 2 in AAA, 7-0 Princeton.
And also on your second level up the middle, you have a kid you mentioned, Wyatt Klein, number 5, who may get it here.
There's a big hop. The ball's going to die there. It's loose, and now Lowe is able to get it.
This could go.
Trying to get to the edge. He's got some running room. He's on the far side, down the sideline to the 40.
Yeah,
it might go, as you said, Eric, to the 30. 20, 10, 5, touchdown, Princeton, no penalty flags. And wow, what a sensational opening kickoff return by Princeton's Markel Lowe.
Yeah, as they give the and we touched on it at the top of the broadcast, special teams. And this is one of those where you get too bunched up. Bobbles really hurt the kick team, and he just shows raw speed after that. And you know what? Princeton did a good job of not making an unnecessary block in the back. He had a convoy.
That will go as a 75-yard
all-white jersey surrounding him.
Kickoff return, and now they'll line up for the point after placement. But you're right, Princeton, once Lowe was able to get to the edge, he turned the corner. He outran everybody. And now the point after. So just like that, Princeton strikes on the opening kickoff. The kick is up. It looks good, and it is good. So with 11:40 remaining in the first quarter, Just like that, Princeton's Markel Lowe goes 75 yards with the opening kickoff. They tack on the PAT. Princeton leads 7-0. Your scoring recap brought to you by Pepsi of Southern West Virginia. And, Eric, I didn't even have a chance to open my blue can of Pepsi before Markel Lowe took that to the house.
Hey, you know, a lot of Princeton fans, they probably went and got them a snack, and a Pepsi, and didn't have a chance to sit down. But you know what the Princeton fans are saying? Welcome back, Markel Lowe.
Yeah, I went to get me a slice of that nice Giovanni's pizza, opened me a nice cold blue can of Pepsi, and before I could get back, there's Markel Lowe. He outran everybody. I think he outran the bus to the end zone.
Well, this young man, Markel Lowe, he's as advertised, folks. Sit back and watch him. I really think he has the chance to play somewhere on the next level, probably defensive back. Everyone wants to play running back, but I think the way he plays defense, move him to a corner with that speed and let him pin his ears back and go after the football.
Well, Eric, that's the whole key. You can teach technique. You can't teach speed like that.
Yeah, that basically he did that pretty much by
on
himself.
His own. Because it was like a fire drill when the ball kicked. It looked like it was going to be short, and Independence was going to get on him. Next thing you know, Lowe got it, and you called it. He got once he got to the edge. I mean, nobody even near him.
Well, I could see how it was set up, Marison. On the replay, all the red jerseys were here.
On one side, and then Lowe just took it to the opposite side.
It was a natural wall on the other side.
So now it's Independence' turn, and let's see what they will do. Here comes the Princeton kickoff, and it's a good one. And it'll be returned by Rose just over the 5-yard line. And he's up inside, crosses the 20, and he's going to get out near the 25, maybe just shy of the 25. Let's see where they'll put him down at, and it'll be 1st and 10 for Independence.
Ball will be down at the 19-yard line, the 24-yard line.
They'll put him down at the 24-yard line. That's where Independence will start with a 1st and 10. So it'll be Brock Green that will lead Independence out. And if you're just joining us, you didn't have time to sit down, you missed an electrifying opening kickoff by Markel Lowe of 75 yards and the point after good. 7-0 is the lead for Princeton. And we hadn't even played 30 seconds yet. So 1st and 10 Independence. Green from the shotgun. Takes the snap. Will throw short. It's caught. Linksweiler makes the catch. And a good gain on 1st down.
And I think this is going to be key because this will be the first team that Independence has played that can really match up man-to-man on the outside and getting the ball out quick. Right there was Brock Green for a good early completion to settle him down.
Yeah, they'll pick up 5. Actually, we'll give him 6. We'll give him the 30. That'll be a 6-yard gain on 1st down. We talked about that in the pregame, Eric, how things for Independence have to be positive on 1st down.
And get ahead of the chains. And anything negative early on against this Princeton defense could prove fatal.
So from the 30-yard line, it'll be 2nd and 4 for Princeton. They'll run the ball to Silas Nelson. Nelson, not much running room there. In fact, he won't get back to the line of scrimmage. He'll lose a yard back to the 29.
And that's one thing Independence is not used to seeing either. The white jerseys control the line of scrimmage. No running lanes for Silas Nelson.
So 3rd down facing Independence. They have the ball on their own 29-yard line. They've got to get out to the 34, so they'll need 5 yards on this 3rd down play if they want to keep this drive going. And they're taking a lot of time in the huddle, Eric. There's 15 on the play clock, and they haven't broken the huddle. They just now break the huddle with 12 on the play clock. So Green brings them up.
Hey, you got man coverage here, one safety high.
Green takes the shotgun snap. They'll roll the pocket. He looks, he throws. He's got Linksweiler. He had him, and he overshot him. Looked like a little miscommunication, and Independence goes 3 and out.
And also had some pressure from Big 23 bearing down on him, Jennings, so probably rushed his throw just a tad.
So on 4th down, it'll be punt time. And as we watch the replay there, and going back will be Bradley Mosser. He was back inside his 40 near the 35-yard line waiting on this punt. There's the snap. There's the kick. And it's going to be angled out of bounds. It's going to take a big Independence bounce. Mosser fields it. He's in trouble. Good coverage by Independence. Now he breaks it. Now he runs all the way here to the near side of the field.
Stiff arm.
Turns it up. Looks for a block. Got some running room. Crosses midfield. This could go to the 40. He's in the open field. This is going to go for a touchdown. And just like that, Princeton, they run the opening kickoff back, and now they run a punt back. No penalty flags. Touchdown, Princeton.
Well, this is going to be on plays of the week somewhere in this state because, look, there's 1, 2, Well, we missed the beginning. There was 4 jerseys, red jersey. What a hurdle right here.
And
a good job not blocking in the back.
Yeah, excuse me, Eric. I have to see exactly where he caught it to see how actually long that was. If we can go back to the replay and find out exactly where he caught it. Well, that was an amazing. Now they call a block in the back. I never saw a flag, and now a flag comes in. So that will erase the punt return for a touchdown. But, Eric, I looked before I said no penalty flag.
It was fielded at the 35.
And I did not see a flag until just now.
I did not as well.
And let's see if we can see a block in the back. But Princeton's going to get great field position.
That's still 2 plays on special teams that you just can't have. I think they called it right there. But, yeah. And I thought I also said it may have been a good job of not blocking in the back, but I can see where that may have been called.
So at the 43 of Independence is where Princeton will start this drive, 1st and 10, as that punt return. That was an amazing punt return that is called back. And it'll be a running play. Markel Lowe runs with speed and power, and he gets the ball down to the Patriot 35-yard line.
You were going to took my analogy out. When he sees a seam, he hits it. The way I like to say it, he runs violent. He runs to contact, not away from it.
Yeah, he'll pick up 8 on the play, make it 2nd and 2. But you could tell how hard he was running. Like I said, a violent runner.
Yeah, he runs full head of steam.
So here's 2nd and short. Barker waits on the snap. Looks across the way maybe to get the play in. And Lowe will line up to Barker's left. Barker pulls it down to throw, going deep down the far side, and it's incomplete. Pretty good coverage for Independence. And, that's a good play, Eric, because it's a 2nd and 2. You take a shot, you don't make it, you can come back on 3rd down.
That's great coaching right there. And if you want to ever take a shot, you do it with a chance to still pick up the 1st down. That's a little too much mustard on that throw right there. Need a little more air to let the receiver run under it.
Well, of course, on 3rd and 2, they got 2 chances to pick up the 2 yards. They have the ball at the Independence 35-yard line. Princeton ran the opening kickoff back for a touchdown with Markel Lowe. Mosser had ran what they thought was an electrifying 70-yard punt return, and then that got called back, and now it's 3rd and 2 for Princeton at the Independence 35. They'll give the ball to Lowe, Princeton, and he's trying to get away, and he won't as Independence steps up big, and a huge stop for the Patriot defense.
Yeah, big-time stop, way to rally to the football, and looked like Lowe may be a little shaken up, but that's what you have to do, have to rally to the football, and Independence comes up with a big 3rd down stop, and I think Princeton will choose probably to flip the field here and punt.
Yeah, and not only, Eric, did they get the stop, they had a huge loss back across the 45 to the 46-yard line.
Yeah, definitely took them out of what we would consider a 4th down,
Yeah, took them out of going for it on 4th down, definitely took them out of if they even thought about kicking a field goal.
Well, and here's where Independence can get some get back right here because they have a couple of guys back that can really do something in the special teams arena as well.
So here comes Princeton's punt. And it's a good punt, and it's caught inside the 15. And looks like pretty good coverage and just nowhere to go. And looks going to be just across the 15, maybe about the 16-yard line is where Independence will have their 2nd chance on offense.
Big sequence of events right there, though, kept Independence, alive in this 1st quarter because you go from thinking you're down 14-0 to Princeton driving and getting a big 3rd down stop. So let's see if this gives the offense some juice.
So let's see where they'll put the ball down at. Just across the 15, we'll call it the 16-yard line. Last time Independence had the ball, they went 3 and out. And after having a good gain on 1st down. So let's see what they do here. 1st and 10, Brock Green from the gun, takes the snap. It's going to be a running play to the near side. There's some running room for Nelson. He gets up across the 20. He cuts the corner and around the corner, and he's very close, and he's going to have an Independence 1st down.
Great leverage on the edge right here for Independence and good blocking at the point of attack. And Nelson shows some speed and some burst as he gets around the corner. But he needs to think the wideout, who does a great job of just holding the block long enough for Nelson to get some positive yards.
Yes, a 14-yard carry and a 1st and 10 for Independence from their own 30-yard line. Green from the shotgun. Nelson to his left. Green takes the snap. They'll throw it short. Linksweiler makes the catch. He's got a block downfield. He's close to another first down, and he may have it. As he does have it, as he's across the 40, and another package it down for Independence.
Yeah, a big gain of 10, but Independence needs a watch. Could have been a hold on at the end of that run, but the refs are not going to call it. Got to be real aggressive. And this is exactly what the Independence offense needed, a couple of first downs. If not anything, you're going to flip the field a little bit.
That'll pick up a first down out to the 40-yard line. So 1st and 10 for the Patriots. Green waits on the snap. They'll run the play. Silas Nelson breaks a tackle at the point of attack. He's got 5, and he's going to pick up a good 5 yards. And what we talked about, very positive play on first down.
Yeah, great open field tackle by Landon Dillon. The corner came up, and usually in open space like that, Nelson's able to make someone miss, and that's a good, sure tackle right there for what could have been a first down run.
So Independence not in any hurry right now, taking their time. They're huddling up. Doesn't seem like Independence may be going as quick, as efficient tonight as what they normally do.
And that could be a good thing for them because they're trying to value the possession.
Here's a handoff again to Silas Nelson, and they sling him forward for about a yard. Crosses the 45 to the 46, going to bring up 3rd down.
2nd and 5. Ball at the 46.
So they'll put the ball down at the 46. 3rd down. They've got to get the ball just across midfield for a first down. That's the line to gain.
This is a big one, a big 3rd down.
But it's very manageable here.
Yes, staying ahead of the chains.
And your whole playbook is open here. You can run the ball. You can throw the ball. There's plenty of time on the play clock. They've just gone under 20 for the play clock. Green is checking his wristband for the plays. But now they might have to hustle. We're coming up on 10 seconds on the play clock from their own 46-yard line on 3rd and 5. Looked like Princeton jumped, no flag. The throw is into the flat. It's caught for a first down. Nice play by Linksweiler, able to go just past the down marker. It looked like Princeton jumped, no flag, but nevertheless, Independence is able to convert.
And once again, Jennings just almost there, getting there, and Independence is doing a great job of moving chains.
So this will be the 3rd first down on the drive, and it'll be 1st and 10 for Independence at the Princeton 47-yard line. Glad you're with us here on Video Productions. Princeton scored on the opening kickoff of the game, and that was an electric kickoff run, a 75-yard kickoff return by Markel Lowe. The point after 7-0 the lead. That's where we are now. Here's a running play. Nelson trying to get to the edge, and that's a short gain as they run him out of bounds just maybe at the 45 or just inside the 45 at the Princeton 44-yard line. So he'll get 3 on the play, make it 2nd and 7.
And once again, Independence is winning the battle with first down, yet to have a negative play. Great game plan, sticking to the game plan, running some clock. And if they're able to go down and punch one in, we'll have ourselves a ball game.
We got another big game going on in West Virginia in 4A between Martinsburg and Spring Mills. We'll get you caught up with the scores of that when we get a chance. It's a 2nd down play, 2nd and 7 for Independence. They're going to run to Nelson, trying to get to the edge. They string it out. He turns the corner. He's got a big gain. He's got a first down. He's inside the Princeton 35 and gets the ball down to the Princeton 34-yard line.
Yeah, and I think Markel Lowe is a little banged up after this tackle. Right here, you see him as he makes the tackle, falls a little awkwardly and looks a little banged up.
So right now, Independence has found something. They've got something going. They've got some rhythm on this drive. And they've got another first down at the Tiger 34-yard line. This will be the 8th play of the drive. There's the snap to Green, hands the ball off. And this time Silas Nelson, he spins, fights, and he's able to plow forward. That's a good finish to that run.
That was effort.
Yes.
Just the effort run right there from Nelson.
Because it didn't like it was going to go for much. It ended up getting 3 yards to the Princeton 31.
And like we said earlier, you said he came in with 177 totes of the football on the season. He's their bell cow, so that's what he does, and he gets stronger as the game goes on.
So if you're hearing that bell cow in the stands, that's really him, right?
Yeah.
All right, a 2nd down play. Here's Green from the shotgun. Takes the snap, and wait a minute, they're going to blow it dead, and this might be a penalty on Independence. You think if they blew it dead, it's probably on the offense?
No, they called encroachment.
Called encroachment on Princeton. And, you know, they were offsides one other time that they didn't catch, and they catch Princeton here, and that's a big break for Independence.
Yeah, and, you know, the one thing that irritates a coach to no end, if you're on the football, look at the football.
So that'll take the ball down to the 26-yard line and make it 2nd down and 2 with that 5-yard penalty. So really, you know, Independence, after giving up the opening kickoff and then giving up a punt, which maybe kind of let maybe the air out of the stadium a little bit.
Yes.
Once that punt got called back and then their defense stepped up, their offense now on the move. Here's a 2nd-2 play. Nelson will fall forward. He's very close to the first down, depending on where they put him at. He had to get inside the 25 to the 24. He looks like he's about right there at the down marker.
Yeah, and I'll say it right now up front. The guys for Independence are really making some running lanes, and this is what they need to move the ball methodically and get back in this contest.
So that will be a first down right at the 24-yard line of Princeton. That's the 5th first down of this drive. And another thing it's doing, Eric, it's eating a lot of clock here in this first quarter. This drive started back on their own 16-yard line. And this here will be the 10th play of the drive, as we're under 4 minutes for the quarter. From the Princeton 24. It's going to be a pitch to the far side, and that time there was no running room for Nelson, and Princeton comes in with a nice defensive play, and they throw Nelson for a loss.
And that's the one play you don't need, getting behind the chains now. And now you're going to look at it, what, a 2nd and 14, 15?
You're going to lose back to the 28-yard line, loss of 4 on the play.
Just good individual play by the Princeton defensive end, sniffed that out, came up and made a play.
So let's see what Independence will cook up on 2nd down and 14 from the Princeton 28-yard line. Green from the shotgun. Takes the snap. Pressure comes. He throws. Got man coverage. Got a man out there. Linkswaller. Oh, had it for a minute. And there's a penalty flag. They'll call pass interference on Princeton. So that'll be a 15-yard penalty. We watched the replay. As you can see, Green with the snap. He pumps. It's man-to-man coverage.
Yeah, I think he might have got that left hand in there and mugged him a little bit. Most defensive backs, you panic right there. Just make a play on the ball.
So they'll mark off the penalty. There's the call, pass interference. They needed 14. They'll get 15 on the penalty.
Well, Princeton's huddled up in the end zone like they think it's the NFL. They're going to put it at the spot of the foul.
So it'll be first down.
And what's good about this scenario, Independence still has a chance to pick up another first down.
They'll put the ball down at the 13-yard line. And now let's see Brock Green walking over, talking to the offensive coordinator, Max Lilly, Coach John Lilly's son. He calls the plays on the sideline. Had a nice conversation with Max Lilly before the game here tonight.
Official time.
And there's an official's timeout, and that is a media timeout, so we'll take it with them. Be right back here on Video Productions.
Virginia's largest restoration company is now in the heart of the Mountain State. With a location in Charleston, joining our branches in Wheeling, Morgantown, and Pittsburgh, we'll be there to help when you need it most. Our expert team and state-of-the-art equipment is ready to serve the Kanawha Valley 24 hours a day. From water damage to fire restoration. When disaster strikes your home or business, tell your insurance provider you prefer the official restoration partner of Marshall Athletics, Panhandle Cleaning and Restoration.
Looking for a path to success in service? The West Virginia Army National Guard offers unmatched opportunities. Earn your degree with up to 100% tuition assistance while gaining invaluable leadership skills. Join a team dedicated to community, state, and country. The West Virginia Army National Guard, where your future starts today. Visit NationalGuard.com WV to learn more. We guard West Virginia.
Score big this fall with GoMart. Every Saturday through the end of October, GoMart Rewards members earn triple points on all purchases. And while you rack up on rewards points, be sure to scan the QR code in-store for more ways to win. Each scan is a chance to score the ultimate tailgating package with a $200 GoMart gift card, tailgating supplies, and more.
And right out of the media timeout, here's a first down for Independence at the 13-yard line. And they look like on that pitch for a minute, as that's going to lose a yard. Eric, it looked kind of to me that Nelson looked like maybe he's wanting to throw it. It looked like he stopped up like he was going to throw like a halfback pass. And that's going to cost him a yard back to the 14-yard line.
And Independence needs to watch right here. This is one of those where you can't get a holding call or anything like that to put you behind the chains. You have to stay the course here.
But if you're Independence, you couldn't ask for anything better for what they're doing now after the opening kickoff went for a touchdown, and then they thought they'd given up a punt return for a touchdown but got called back, because they have really eaten a lot of clock here in this first quarter. This will be the 12th play of this drive. So from the 14, Green takes the snap. Will hand it to Silas Nelson, and he will not be able to run wide as Princeton defense is up to the challenge, and another loss.
Yeah, and this is where it gets a little tricky, a little hairy for Independence, because the down and distance dictates it's going to be a pass. So look for some heavy pressure.
And the thing here, too, Eric, if you're Brock Green, you don't want to try to force it into traffic. If it's not there, you throw it away and you live to play another down.
Exactly. You don't want to make a mistake here.
This will be play number 13 from the 18-yard line. They can, as you stated earlier, Eric, which is true, they can get a first down without scoring. They can get a first down at the 3.
And you have man coverage once again right here.
Green takes the snap. They'll roll the pocket toward the man coverage. Pressure comes. Green throws one-on-one, and it's caught, but it's out of bounds, and that'll bring up a fourth down. So, Eric, if they elect to kick a field goal, you're probably looking about 35 yards.
Yeah, and they're more than capable with Michael Cuthbert right here also. But this is one of those where I think you go for it, because this kind of could be demoralizing to have it 14
No, they're going to kick it. So they're going to put the ball down, like I said, right at the 25 on the far side hash. And it'll be a 35-yard field goal attempt. And, in recent years, this wouldn't even been an option, Eric, for Independence. Here's the snap. The kick's on its way. It looks good. And it is good.
Great leg.
And I think it was important to have a long play, a 14-play drive, and take a lot of time off the clock that you get points out of it.
Yeah, exactly right. And you didn't want to come out of this within, not scoring, and that was right down the middle. That was a great kick. That would have been good from about 40, 42.
So that drive started on their own 16, and it ends up with a 35-yard field goal to get Independence on the board. Your scoring recap brought to you by Pepsi of Southern West Virginia. Love to have a blue can of Pepsi about now. So with 1:06 remaining first quarter, the new score is now 7-3. Now the good part is, if you're Independence, you've got on the board. The bad part is now you got kicked back off to Princeton.
Yeah, exactly right. And special teams have not been very special early on in this game for Independence, and they have to shore that up and fast.
Well, I'll tell you, after what I've seen on the kickoff return and the punt return, see if you agree with me, if I was Independence, I'd kick it out of bounds so they can have the ball in the 35.
That's exactly right.
They can start from the 35, because when they started on Independence side of the field, Independence's defense bowed up and stopped them.
They did.
But in space, with the kind of speed that Princeton has, we've seen that, and not just for Independence, but a lot of teams don't have any kind of match for that kind of speed.
Yeah, that's just raw speed, and I think this is where you have to be careful too when you kick it in that second level, because they have some playmakers in that second level too.
Here comes the kick, and
Smart.
they're going to kick it out of bounds, just like I said. And,
that's smart.
I tell you,
I think that's a good play.
Well,
I would kick it out of bounds, give it to him at the 35.
I don't think I'm real smart, but I'm smart enough to see after what I saw on the kick return and the punt return, I'm kicking it out of bounds. And that's exactly what Independence does. So the ball will come out to the 35-yard line, and if I'm Independence, I'll just take my chances with my defense.
So think about this. I think if you look at the game at this juncture, I think Independence probably has 20 plays to Princeton's 4 offensive plays.
Right. Princeton had 3 and a punt, and 18. Well, you could say 18. They've had 14 plays, 3 and then out. So a total of 18 plays to 4 plays.
So you controlled the ball and the clock, and you're shortening the game, shortening the possessions.
So 1st and 10, Princeton on their own 35. Barker takes the snap to throw. He's got time, throws out the flat, got a man out there. They make the connection, crosses the 40. Nice move out there. Wheeling and dealing, slipping and sliding in a huge gain.
And that's Mosser.
Mosser with that beautiful catch and the yards after catch.
Hey, he looked like Cooper Kupp right there. A little shake, a little bake.
Yes.
Hurdling. Hey, this guy's deadly with the ball in his hands.
Like I said, little zigging, zagging, slipping and sliding.
Ooh.
Down into Independence territory at the 46-yard line of the Patriots. Actually, going to say the 47-yard line, but this is such a big play capability for this Princeton team. We're coming up on 40 seconds remaining here in the opening quarter. 7-3. Glad you're with us here on Video Productions. I'm Maris Lowry with Eric Thomas. Here's going to be an option play to the near side. There's the pitch, and there's Lowe. Tries to turn it up, and he's able to get a pretty decent gain on first down. They run him out of bounds, but he's going to get down near the 40-yard line and maybe run him out about the 41.
Yeah, even with all that help and getting to the ball, he picks up, 5 yards?
Yeah, actually they're going to give him maybe 6. Let's see where they put him down at. He went out of bounds on the near sideline, put him at the 41. He got 6 on the play.
6 yards. Well defense, too.
Yes.
They Independence did what they wanted to, but I think I played a pitch man on that, and I make Barker cut that up. I want to take my chances with him, the quarterback.
No question. If you're a defensive coordinator, even though Barker is a pretty good athlete, you'd rather see Barker running than Markel Lowe running for sure. Barker to throw. Pressure comes. He's in trouble. And they sack him back across midfield. What a beautiful play by Independence.
That's Riddle, Landon Riddle right there. He has been a force.
He has been. He comes right up the middle, and Barker never had a chance. And that should be the final play of the quarter. And that will be the end of the first quarter. And at the end of one, your score is Princeton 7, Independence 3. We'll be right back in 1 minute right here on Video Productions.
You're in need of a plumber, you want someone that's going to treat you like family. Modley's Plumbing and Heating, a family-owned business since 1987, wants you to know our customers and employees are as important as family. Built by family to families, quality work is our hallmark at Modley's Plumbing and Heating. So the next time you're in need of a plumber, give Modley's Plumbing and Heating a call at 304-253-HELP. Help to Modley's means handling every little problem.
If you need a lawyer, then you need a lawyer who's in it to win it. You need Hill, Peterson, Carper, B. & Ditzler. We have a track record of winning millions for our clients. At Hill, Peterson, Carper, B. & Ditzler, we're in it to win it.
Every bite better with Pepsi.
Tonight's game brought to you in part by Giovanni's Pizza, Mamma Mia, where I had my pregame meal. If you're not Italian going in, you'll be Italian coming out. 2 locations to serve you in Glen Daniel, West Virginia, right near Liberty High School, and then here in Sophia, right before you get to Independence High School in Leicester Square. All right, ready to start the second quarter. And Eric, boy, that was a very quick, entertaining first quarter.
Yeah, a lot of big plays on both sides. Special teams plays for Princeton, but if you want right now, the battle between Independence's offense and Princeton's defense has been won by the big play capability of the defense.
There's a penalty flag thrown as Barker throws a deep ball. It's caught, but I think it's coming back for a touchdown, but I don't think it's going to stand. I think that Princeton moved prematurely, and I think that's going to erase what would have been a beautiful touchdown throw from Barker to Mosser.
Let's see here on the replay.
Right there, it looked like they had someone that moved prematurely and waiting for the call.
I had to see that again.
The flag came out right almost as the ball was snapped. And they're walking back, and I do think it's going to go against Princeton.
Well, that's two touchdowns.
Illegal shift, yes. But on this play, though, you can see Barker had all day to throw. There was no pressure on him at all.
And what a strike straight down the middle to Mosser.
So now.
So Mosser's, he's got a lot of real estate under those feet, but nothing to show for it.
So now the second touchdown called back, and now you're looking at third down and a bus ride back to Princeton.
Yeah, exactly right. I think they'll need an Uber, a Lyft, something to pick up this one.
Now they're going to overload trips here to the bottom of the screen. And Independence now finally adjusting to it. Barker takes the snap. He's got time. He surveys the field, throwing the deep ball. Got a man out there. It's Jennings. He dropped it. Jennings was wide open at the 10-yard line, and he may have had a touchdown, but he can't hang on to it.
And it looks like punt time for Princeton. And right now, Princeton's doing a lot of stepping on their own toes right here. Another perfectly thrown pass. I mean, he walks in the end zone if he catches this.
I mean, that's something that I'm sure the Penn State coaches don't want to see, as that's where he's going. But, I mean, it happens to everybody, right? And that time Jennings just couldn't hang on. That would have been an easy touchdown.
Sometimes the toughest catches are the ones when you're so wide open. So wide open.
So for the second straight possession, Princeton is going to have to give it up on a punt. Here's the snap. Here comes the kick. It's to the far sideline. It's going to take a big Princeton bounce and go down inside the 10 and out of bounds, maybe right there at the 10.
Almost another special teams gaffe by Independence, though. Get out of the way of that football as it almost took a bounce into the deep back for Independence.
So Independence will take over on their own 10-yard line. The last time Independence had the ball, they had backed up on their own 16. 14 plays later, they ended up kicking a 35-yard field goal to get on the board. That's where we are right now, 7-3. Tonight's game is brought to you in part by State Farm Insurance. State Farm, like a good neighbor, is there. State Farm agent Scotty Brown and Shady, 681-238-6130. All right, 1st and 10 for Independence. They have the ball on their own 10-yard line.
A little tighter bunch formation here for Independence.
And a conservative play call, but a good gain on first down is Nelson. He's able to drag defenders all the way across the 15 out to the 17-yard line. A good gain on first down.
Exactly what they needed on first down. Big chunk play to make it second and short here.
2nd and 3 for Independence from their own 17-yard line. And like we talked about in the pregame, we always talk about third down being the money down, but I think the most important down is what you can do on first down so you don't get behind the chains.
Exactly right, and Independence is doing a good job. They've only had one negative first down play on the game tonight.
So it'll be 2nd and 3 coming up for Independence on their own 17-yard line. Green from the gun. Takes the snap, hands it off to Nelson, trying to find running room on the far side. And it looks like he's going to cross the 20. He will and pick up another first down for Independence as he gets the ball across the 20 out to the 22-yard line.
Yeah, and Silas Nelson does a good job of moving the pile. And first initial contact never really gets him, and he's dragging defenders as he usually does.
And that's the 7th first down here in this first half by Independence.
I mean, look, it looks like he was tackled for no gain, and he ends up picking up the first down.
Yeah, you can really control the clock when you control first downs like that. Like I said, that's number 7. So from their own 22 on 1st and 10, Green takes the snap, looks to throw, going deep down the far sideline, got a man out there, single coverage, and it's a 50-50 ball, and it's incomplete and well defended.
And well defended, great press coverage right there. And we have a former defensive back here in the booth with us, Tony Jones, and what he did great here, Garrett Mays for Princeton, was use the sideline as the help defender, pressed him against the sideline, and almost came up with the interception.
But Eric, I do think those are shots Independence.
Oh, you have to take them. You can't lay back. But great defense on that possession.
And speaking of Tony Jones, he'll be our halftime guest all the way from The Ohio State University. Glad to have Tony here in the booth with us, and he'll join us at halftime. 2nd and 10. Here's Green, takes the shotgun snap, rolls the pocket. He's being chased, throwing the ball deep, got a man out there. Can Linkswaller stay in bounds? He takes a hit as he makes the connection. I think he's in bounds, and they're going to give him the catch, and they will across the 40. What great concentration by Linkswaller to haul that in.
He took a wallop right here. And once again, Brock Green does a great job of eluding the pass rush.
And the main thing right here, Linkswaller able to have the concentration to make the catch. He knew he was going to take the big hit, but a nice connection and a nice well-thrown ball by Green. Across the 40 out to the 42-yard line, a pickup of 20.
Yeah, another strike by Brock Green right now, who's really coming into his own in this big game and doesn't seem to faze him at all.
So first down, 1st and 10 on their own 42-yard line. Looked like there was some movement up front, no flag, as Nelson falls forward for about a yard, maybe 2.
Yeah, I'm with you. I think if there was ever a neutral zone infraction right there, it seemed like Princeton was definitely jumped the gun.
I think they got away with that one, yeah, because it definitely looked like Princeton was across the line before the ball was snapped. As we watch it, clearly they were.
Clearly in the neutral
fact,
zone.
I think Jennings has jumped off sides maybe 2 or 3 times that they haven't flagged him for.
Yeah, he's trying to anticipate the
count.
Yeah, the ball being snapped and the count. And I think Independence is doing a great job, though, of rolling the pocket a little bit.
So it's a 2-yard gain. It'll be 2nd and 8 from their own 44-yard line. The play clock under 10 now. And now Independence might have to call a timeout here. They're down to 5, and there's some confusion. And Independence will call a timeout. While we got a minute, Eric, see if you got some scores as we have a timeout on the field, 9:15 for the half, and a 7-3 Princeton
Yeah, and the
lead.
big game we talked about is Martinsburg on the road at Spring Mills, and Spring Mills has only given up
6 points.
2
on field goals, yes.
on the football season, and now Martinsburg has tacked on 7 more to it. Martinsburg 7, Spring Mills 0 in the first quarter.
We also have another game on video production tonight. Huntington leads Capital 7-0.
Yeah, Huntington Highlanders.
And I'm not sure they've just got started at Beckley. I know we started half an hour earlier than most games. We kicked off at 7. Beckley doesn't kick off till 7:30 tonight.
Yeah, that game's just underway.
They're playing Spring Valley. While we got a minute, I want to tell you that tonight's game is brought to you in part by Infinity Coal Company. Infinity Coal Hiring. And if you're looking for employment, Infinity Coal Company is a good place to go. You can apply for a job at Infinity Coal Company. You can apply online at their Facebook page at United Coal Company. Also, the game tonight brought to you in part by Cracker Barrel. Cracker Barrel with locations in Beckley and Princeton. The Old Country Store. Love me some Cracker Barrel. All right, out of the timeout. It'll be a 2nd down play for Independence. Nelson gets the carry, looking for running room. He cuts it one way and then back the other and gets across the 45 up to the 46-yard line.
It'll be 3rd down.
So it brings up a 3rd down in a manageable situation here, 3rd and 6 at their own 46-yard line.
And this is the down, as you stated, the money down, and Independence has been cashing their check on 3rd down, so far this game. And Princeton has yet to turn them back, really, on a series of 3rd downs.
So still plenty of time on the play clock as Independence breaks the huddle at 15. From their own 46, 3rd and 6.
And once again, you need to watch Princeton's right defensive end could be in the neutral zone.
Green takes the snap. They'll roll the pocket. They got a man out there in the flat. It's caught. And Dalton Atkins hauls it in. He's been Independence's top receiver, and he makes the connection on a beautiful thrown ball by Brock Green down inside the Princeton 45, and another 1st down for the Patriots.
And Green's doing a good job of he's taking a few hits, but he's standing there and delivering strikes.
They'll put the ball down at the Princeton 42-yard line. So you look, Eric, the last drive started for Independence on their own 16. It was a 14-play drive. They got a field goal out of it. This will be the 8th play of the drive that started on their own 10-yard line.
Yeah, and they're doing what they need to do. Really just moving the ball at their pace, controlling the clock, and trying to go down, stick one in, and take the lead.
Here's Silas Nelson trying to get to the edge, and it's not going to happen. Princeton able to stack him up, and that'll go for a loss back to the 45-yard line.
And I think that's the 3rd time they've run the stretch. I think they should scrap it.
Well, they haven't been able to get to the edge.
They're not going to get the edge, and that's one thing. They've been able to set the edge, Princeton has, and I would kind of scrap that.
Yeah, they're not going to be able to outrun Princeton. So that's a 3-yard loss back to the 45. It'll be 2nd down and 13 coming up. So here is Brock Green. He gets him into the huddle. From the Princeton 45 on 2nd and 13. Green takes the snap, throwing the ball deep down the far sideline. Got a man, and it looked like a little misconnection as the ball was behind him and short, and it'll bring up 3rd down.
Princeton ran a little stun up front, and I think Brock, this is probably his worst offensive play right here. I think if he could have held the ball for a tick, if we see here on the instant replay, he had time. I think he should have held on to that, maybe climbed the pocket a little bit, and he could have led the receiver right there. It's one. But this is the 3rd and 13?
Third and 13 coming up.
The biggest deficit, the biggest down and distance for Independence so far.
At the Princeton 45. They don't have to get it all on 3rd down, but they got to get close enough where they could go for it on 4th down.
Yeah, exactly right.
So they'll go empty. Green takes the snap. Pressure comes. He throws short. The connection's made. Linksweiler, he's got a 1st down and more. He's inside the 30, inside the 25. He's not done yet, and he breaks a tackle and gets all the way down to the 18-yard line of Princeton. A huge connection on 3rd down.
Great pitching catch, crossing route. And Linksweiler said, hey, up here on the hill, we get in the weight room, and what a great play. That was almost a costly interception, but, hey, almost doesn't count. And Jack rocks in hand grenades, horseshoes and hand grenades.
That's a 30-yard connection, and you got to like the effort of Linksweiler. And I remember I said he was the X factor. I said that back in the pregame
we both
show.
did. I had to get the ball to him a little more, and I think Princeton's on their heels right here. Defense been on the field for a lot of snaps.
Coming up on the 7-minute mark of the first half.
And not being able to really get any real pressure to the quarterback.
So here's Green from the shotgun. Nelson to his right. Green takes the snap. He'll give it to Nelson. He'll try to get to the edge. And, Eric, as you said, that might be a play that they just need to toss that out of the playbook for this particular game.
Yeah, and it's just not working, that little stretch, the read option there. And Princeton's, that's one thing they're doing good defensively. They're setting the edge. As you can see, the defensive end, he did enough to stretch that out and was relentless in his pursuit.
Yeah, that's a big 5-yard loss, makes it 2nd and 15.
Yes.
You know, it's one thing if you get no gain, but it's another thing when you get behind the chains and make it 2nd and 15.
Yeah, and you're right. And this is where, yards get a little tougher because the routes don't have a lot of time to develop when you get into the red zone.
From the Princeton 23, Green to throw. Throws a bullet. It's deflected for the intended receiver. He couldn't quite bring it in. They was trying to get the ball to Bradbury, and it'll bring up 3rd down. When I meant deflected, like off of Bradbury's hands, he wasn't able to haul it in. The ball maybe just a touch in front of him.
Yeah, just a touch, but got to put it on the numbers right there. But another good play call dialed up, though.
Well, they connected 3rd and 13 on this drive, and now it's a 3rd and 15. They ran 14 plays on their last drive, got a field goal out of it. This is the 13th play on this drive. And it'll be 3rd and 15 for Independence at the Princeton 23-yard line.
And as you said, does the Independence offense goes trips to the bottom of the screen?
They'll throw it short. Dalton Atkins makes the catch. Inside the 20, got a block. Down inside the 15, inside the 10.
Short of the first down.
But it'll make it 4th and very short. They've got to get to the 8 to pick up a first down, and it looks like this is going to be maybe about 2 yards short, Eric, but still 4th and 2. A very manageable 4th down.
I know what play I wouldn't run. Don't run that stretch. I would do a little bunch formation again and run straight at him. I would run straight at him.
The ball's at the 10-yard line. It's 4th and 2. They got to get to the 8. And it looks like Independence might take a timeout and to talk it over what they're going to do here, and that's what they're going to do. So we'll take a timeout. 5:59 left in the half. A huge play in this game. It'll be 4th and 2 for Independence at the 10-yard line. While we got a minute, Eric, see if you got some more scores.
One thing while I'm looking up the scores that Independence has stayed away from the flags tonight. Really played a clean game.
While you're looking up scores, tell you that tonight's game is brought to you in part by Leisure Lanes, Johnstown Road in Beckley. They've got Bowloween tomorrow night, Halloween party, just $17 a person. There are still lanes available, but you need to call right away to Leisure Lanes at 304-253-7328. Also, tonight's game brought to you in part by Edward Jones, your financial advisor. Heather Cantley's my advisor. She can be your advisor. You work hard for your money. Let your money work hard for you when you're ready to retire. You can call Heather 681-254-0097. All right, Eric, you got some scores?
Okay, in the 4A division, as we stated, Martinsburg's up 7-0 over Spring Mills. Willing Park playing a team from Ohio. They're up 7-0. Jefferson on the road at Musselman up 21-0 in the first quarter.
All right, 4th and 2 for Independence at the 10-yard line of Princeton. Green takes the snap. They'll throw it short. It's going to be a halfback pass. They throw to the end zone, and it's incomplete. They try to go a little halfback pass. They try to flip the ball back to Rose. And Rose not able to make the connection in the end zone. And a 14-play drive that started on their 10-yard line, they go from 10 to 10, and they come up short.
Yeah, and that's one of those where I think you really need it. But they're lucky. I thought we were about to run the instant replay because this could have been fatal 2 ways. Big-time hold on the edge by Independence that wasn't called, but Jennings was still able to disrupt that that play.
And you know, Eric, this is only the third chance for Princeton on offense. They ran the opening kickoff back, and they've had 2 other possessions where they've had to punt.
Yeah, and like I said, Independence's defense has won the battle against this high-scoring offense that comes in averaging 50 points a contest.
So here's Barker from the gun, takes the snap, and they'll hand the ball off to Markel Lowe. Not much there, about a yard, and that's about it.
Yeah, Independence's defensive front has really come to play. Offensive line has played. So in the trenches right now, if you had to say who has the advantage, I would say Independence is winning that battle up front.
So the story of the game has been that, after Princeton got the opening kickoff for a touchdown, they had a punt return called back for a touchdown. They had a pass called back. They've had 2 touchdowns called back. It's been the penalties on Princeton that's really hurt them. Second down from their own 11, 2nd and 9. Barker waits on the shotgun snap. They'll give the ball to Lowe. Nope, Barker will keep it himself. And not much there, maybe just another yard or so. That's about it.
And Landon Riddle, he has the defensive line front for Independence fired up. He's playing a heck of a game.
And, of course, Princeton being very conservative back up, deep in their own territory. And it's going to bring up a 3rd and 8. Barker kept it himself and just no lane there to run through. So from the 12.
You can see excuse me, Maris. You can see the frustration really starting to set in on the Princeton Tigers.
Coming up on 4.5 minutes remaining in the first half. Let's see if Princeton will try to air this one out on 3rd and 8. Barker takes the snap to throw. Comes to the sideline. They make the connection. It'll be a first down. Mosser spins. He gets over the 20. That's where he needed to get the first down, and that'll move the sticks for Princeton and a much-needed first down.
Yeah, pretty soft coverage right here by Independence on the corner. You got to come up and press, but the speed of the wideouts for Princeton really puts a lot of pressure on you.
So that'll be a 10-yard connection out to the 22-yard line. Another package down for Princeton, and it'll be 1st and 10 for the Tigers from their own 22. It's a low snap. Barker's in trouble, and he's going to get sacked. That could be a lateral. The ball's loose, and now what will they call?
I think that
could be a lateral, and I think Independence may have recovered it. No, now they're going to say it's incomplete.
Yeah, it wasn't a lateral. It was clearly a forward pass.
Well, the reason I thought that, he threw the ball from behind the line. Let's see as we watch the replay.
Yeah, but the receiver Monster was clearly in front of the quarterback.
So it goes as an incomplete.
Yes, that's not a lateral.
Yeah. So it'll be 2nd and 10 on their own 22.
Well, they dodged a bullet big time right there for Princeton.
Princeton's going to go trips to the top of the screen. Barker waits on the snap to throw. Pressure comes. Barker's in trouble. He's trying to escape. Throwing the ball sidearm deep. Got a man wide open. Jennings, he was falling down. He was wide open, and he cannot bring it in.
Hey, all the breaks right now just really going Independence's way, and they're making some of that fortune with great pressure on the quarterback for Princeton.
Yeah.
It's really not been able to get anything off clean.
So right now, Jennings has not been able to haul in a couple of passes. The first pass would have been an easy touchdown, and that one would have been a big play.
The old turf monster got him.
So it's 3rd and 10.
Maybe look right here for like a tunnel screen or something quick.
Maybe changing the play. 15 on the play clock. The Independence crowd roaring. Barker takes the snap. Sets in the pocket with time, throws deep to the near side. It's underthrown, and it is caught by Marcer. No, it's not caught, but there's a flag, and Mosser looks like he's hurt. They're going to call pass interference on Independence.
Yeah, bailed out. That was a good call, and just as when Princeton got the interference, I think what defensive backs do, and it's hard to coach it out of them, I think they panic when the ball is in the air. You have right to the ball. Just don't put your hands on the receiver, get in his hip pocket, and make a play. Look, he had great positioning here. Great positioning. He actually overran the play. The underthrow got him.
So
yes,
the 15-yard penalty will take the ball to the 37-yard line, and a new package down for Princeton. And of course, you don't ever want to give up the big play, but what's hurting, and that was 3rd and 10.
Yeah,
and you hate to give that up.
That's a big one.
So on the penalty, the ball goes out over the 35, as I mentioned, to the 37-yard line. It'll be 1st and 10 for Princeton. 3:51 remaining in the half. and Princeton still has all 3 of their timeouts left. They'll run trips to the top of the screen. Independence adjusting their defense. Long count. They're going to run the ball. Markel Lowe, he's got room, crosses the 40. Looked like he had room, and then he's brought down as he gets out to the 42-yard line.
Way to hold on for dear life right there. I didn't quite see who made the tackle for Independence, but way to slow it down because that looked like Markel Lowe had a seam.
As he picks up 5 on the play.
2nd and 5.
Yes, let's see who got that play.
The 42-yard line.
Yeah, I think that was Miles Greenway, defensive end for Independence.
2nd 5 for Princeton on their own 42. Barker takes the shotgun snap. Pressure comes. He throws. Mosser makes the catch. Midfield, first down, and he spun out of bounds right below us, right in front of the Independence bench. But another set it down for Princeton at the 47.
I'm very impressed with Mosser. Once he catches it, he's like a little jitterbug once he gets the ball in his hands.
And I think, Eric, that the analogy you used like Cooper Kupp from the NFL,
he really
kind of
is.
like his game.
Runs good routes, catch the ball underneath, but he knows what to do with it once he catches it.
So with the first down connection, they have the ball at the 47 of Independence.
Finally some breathing room for this Princeton offense. I felt like they've been in the hole this whole second quarter.
Yeah, this drive started back on their own 10-yard line. They put Mosser in motion. They're going to throw the deep ball. Got a man wide open down the center of the field. It's caught for the touchdown.
Yes.
Wide open and able to haul that in.
Wyatt Klein on the seam route.
And Klein able to get wide open, and I mean there was nobody near him, and a beautiful throw by Barker, and that's a 47-yard touchdown connection, and Princeton now leads 13-3.
Well, this is definitely a busted coverage because 2 guys went with what they thought was going to be Mosser in the flat, and great play design, right? I mean, it was great play design and busted coverage for an easy 6.
And that is the 3rd receiving touchdown on the year for Klein.
And when Klein came in averaging what, a catch?
20 yards a catch.
Now you see why. When you're that wide open, that'll up that average a little more.
And, one of the big plays of that drive, which was a 90-yard, 8-play drive, one of the big plays was that big 3rd down, 15-yard penalty. For the point after, it's up, it looks good, and it is. So now your new score with 3:02 remaining in the half. Princeton has pushed out to a 14-3 lead. Once again, that was a 90-yard drive in 8 plays, a 47-yard touchdown pass from Barker to Klein, the PAT good, and Independence now in front, 14-3. Your scoring recap brought to you by Pepsi of Southern West Virginia. And boy, at halftime, we're going to have an ice cold Pepsi. And by the way, our halftime guest, Tony Jones, he'll get an ice cold blue can, Eric, for appearing as our halftime guest here tonight. But you got to be very impressed with that drive. As you mentioned, Princeton had some other chances, and they overcame from being back in the hole and able to drive the ball 90 yards and get the score.
Yeah, and if you think about it, this Princeton team has been its own worst enemy. They've dropped a touchdown pass. They've had a punt called back. Independence is battling not to take anything from Independence because they're playing a well of a game here defensively. I think the offense is doing a great job playing complementary football and by keeping the ball away from this high-powered Princeton offense.
So Princeton is set up to kick it off. Independence set back to receive it. Independence has got 1 timeout left as we have 3:02 left here in the first half. Coming up on the Massey Power Sports Halftime Show, we'll recap the first half. We'll have stats. This ball will be returned from the goal line. Nice return across the 20 and out over the 25, and that's where Independence will start. It's Nelson on the return and gets the ball out to the 26-yard line. So, Eric, with under 3 minutes remaining here in the first half, 1 timeout, let's see what Independence will dial up.
I think Independence needs to dial up a first down because you don't really want to give this ball back to this Princeton offense who they may have found some rhythm on that last drive. So I don't know if you need to you would love to score, but I think you might just need to pick up at least a couple first downs and maybe get in halftime and regroup.
And if you're Princeton, you've got 3 timeouts. If you get stopped, you probably want to take those timeouts.
Exactly right.
So let's see what Princeton defense will try to dial up, and it's a loss on first down. Nelson gets the carry.
And can you see what happens with the old momentum swing now with the offense finding some rhythm and digging out of the hole and giving some of these defensive linemen a chance to breathe, a chance to rest, and that's the first time only the second time in this first half that they've won the line of scrimmage.
So that's a 2-yard loss back across the 25 to the 24. And if you're Independence, be in no hurry. And that time, Princeton does not elect to burn a timeout. I thought they might call a timeout there since they got a loss.
Yeah, and maybe they're saving it after this play and to have one on offense. But I'm like you. I'd rather stop this play.
And here's Nelson to the edge, and he won't get back to the 25. He'll get maybe a yard. That's about it.
The corners for Princeton tackle really well because he was the last line of defense. If Nelson breaks that tackle, it's going to be a foot race.
He gets maybe right to the 25. Actually, they're going to go no gain. Yeah, maybe they actually will give him a game. Maybe just the ball just shy of the 25.
And once again, I mean, I know they have to run it. It's their play, but that stretch play has not worked, not one time.
And, Independence is able to burn a lot of time. I'm surprised at having 3 timeouts that Princeton didn't call a timeout.
And, it seems like they're just living to try to get into halftime, but I would have burned a timeout right after that last stop.
Princeton jumped off sides, and that's the 4th time that they've done it, and only the 2nd time they got caught.
Yeah. But that's a big now. That'll get it to manageable down a distance right here on 3rd.
It gets the ball to the 30-yard line. Now Independence can pick up a first down out to the 36, so now that makes it 3rd and 6.
Well, we have a field reporter just check in from the Beckley game, and Spring Valley has traveled on the road and laying the wood to Beckley right now, 14-0 at the end of the first quarter.
Yeah, Spring Valley 4-3, and Spring Valley in AAA, and Spring Valley and Princeton could possibly meet up along the way in the Class AAA playoffs.
Yeah, and just think about this AAA division. When you have the Princetons and the Spring Valleys, and Spring Valley came in the game as 4-3. They've all 3 losses are to 4A schools, but these guys are going to have to battle in this AAA division. It's going to be a well of a playoff.
Well, see, Eric, I can't believe that Princeton with 3 timeouts are not calling a timeout here, because if you're Independence, you can run this all the way down and almost in the half. You're at 127.
This is one of those where I'd like
to
ask Coach Taylor what was really the concept. Maybe just trying to get it in the halftime, but I'm putting pressure on this Independence offense. This quick strike offense that I have, I would have burned timeouts and really came after this Independence offense.
So 3rd and 6 here for Independence on their own 30-yard line. Green waits on the shotgun snap. He gets it. They're going to run the ball to Nelson. And I think that's a wise play for Independence, even though it doesn't gain anything. And now let's see if Princeton will burn one of their timeouts, and I think they will now.
Well, I know what Coach Taylor was doing. He's wanting to set up another punt return here.
Well, there's 37 seconds left, but if I'm Independence, I'm not giving them that chance. I'm going to kick the ball out of bounds.
Yeah, but you're in a position right here that you don't want to give it to him. You don't want to shank one and give it to him on the plus side of the field.
You don't, but with the timeout, if you can punt it and get the ball across midfield, even if, to me, if Princeton got the ball on their own 40, that's better than maybe taking your chances of trying to cover a punt.
Okay, but so here's the scenario I'm going to give you. You want to try to directional kick, and I give you that. But if they put 2 deep backs back, which I would, if I'm Princeton, I'm putting 2 guys back. This is going to be maybe a big special teams play right here for Princeton, because it's so hard for a kicker, especially in high school, to try to directional kick, may shank it out of bounds. I mean, this is going to be this is a little cat and mouse here.
Tonight's game is brought to you by Exit Elevation Realty. And Luke Richmond is the broker. You can dial him up at 304-256-0101. You can check him out online at wvexitelevation.com. Coming up in the Massey Power Sports Halftime Show, we'll recap the first half. We'll have scores. Eric will have the numbers. And now back to live action. Here comes the Independence punt. And it's going to be a short kick, and they do kick the ball out of bounds.
Get it at the 45.
Yep, the 45. It looks like that's where it will be. So with all 3 timeouts on their own 45-yard line, that's where Princeton will get the ball, and Princeton will have 29 seconds. So
maybe Coach Taylor with his offense thought it was, he needed all 3 timeouts for offense.
Well, with this high-powered offense, I'm saying even though there's only 29 seconds, and actually they're going to put the ball back you were correct the first time, Eric, on the 43. With this high-powered offense, 29 seconds is plenty of time, like you said, and with 3 timeouts.
Yeah,
you can use the whole field.
And this is where you don't want to give up a quick strike. Keep everything in front of you if you're the Independent safety.
And you got to be able to tackle in space, because we've seen the moves that Mosser can make in the open field. So from the gun, Barker waits on the shotgun snap. has time. They throw the ball short, and it's a little high, and it's incomplete.
And once again, looked like I didn't see who they were trying to get that to.
Mays.
Looked like Mays, just a little, had to climb the ladder right there, as you see it here on the instant replay.
That ball looked like it came out a little hot, too, maybe, and a little high.
Yes. Like
so it'll be,
back.
Yep, 2nd and 10 on their own 43-yard line. Got 25 seconds remaining in the half. Play clock at 20. And like I said, with 3 timeouts, they can run it, they can screen it, they can use their entire playbook here. As they put Markel Lowe in motion, they go empty now.
Wheel route, he's going to be wide open.
And he is. And there's the ball's up, and it's caught. And you called it, Eric, and it's a first down at the Independence 30-yard line.
And let your best athlete go get it. And now you have all your timeouts. The clock stops on the first down. So get up to the line, and they're going to burn one.
Yeah,
here.
They'll burn a timeout here. That'll be their second timeout. So they're down to 1 timeout with 17 seconds. And from the 30-yard line, with the arm of Bark and the receivers they have, they can throw to the end zone from here.
And, I you know what? If Independence doesn't adjust, I would run that same play. Because that corner was out on the island. You know, you could run that same play and run a tight end or something, seam route, be wide open.
And the thing that Princeton's saying is we watch the play again, Eric.
So if you watch the play, if we had the wide view, once you see he can throw the go route. If you look, once this ball is completed, you can run someone straight up the seam. There's nobody in the middle of the field for Independence, right?
And here's
there.
another thing too: if you're Princeton and you got Markel Lowe, no matter who you're playing, who the defender is, you got to think
they're going to go with them.
Well, they got to think if you throw the ball up like that one-on-one, you got to believe your Princeton Lowe is going to come down with it more times than not.
Oh yeah, great athlete, high pointed the ball and helped out his quarterback. Hey, but you know, both of these quarterbacks, Brock Green and Chance Walker, they do one good thing that I like for both of them. They give their receivers a chance to make plays. Can't be you have to throw the ball in traffic sometimes.
So out of the timeout, 17 seconds left in the half. Princeton has 1 timeout remaining. They have the ball at the 30-yard line of Independence.
They're going empty.
Yep, they've got 4 receivers in the
Markel's going to run the skinny play. He's
at
in
the top of the screen.
slot.
Here comes the pressure. Barker throws the ball deep. Got a man out there. It's Mosser, and he makes the catch for the touchdown. A beautiful throw and a great connection, and Mosser had one-on-one coverage, and he hauls it in with 10 seconds left in the half, and Princeton now opens their lead to 20-3.
Yeah, so Coach Taylor, you know what he told us? Hey, I know what I'm doing over here on the sidelines. He kept his composure, kept his timeouts. And that's just knowing what you have. Man coverage, Link Swaller not able to get there and throw it to your best wide out.
That's a 3-play, 57-yard drive, a 30-yard touchdown pass from Barker to Mosser. And now Princeton has scored on back-to-back drives, and that's a real backbreaker, Eric, to score with just 10 seconds left in the half. Here's the point after. It looks good, and it is good. So your new score with just 10 seconds remaining in the half is Princeton 21, Independence 3. Once again, that was a 3-play, 57-yard drive, and the final 30 yards, a beautiful pass from Barker to Mosser. The point after good. Scoring recap brought to you by Pepsi of Southern West Virginia. And, Eric, it's easy to see why this Princeton team came in averaging 50 points a game.
Yeah, and you know what? If we're looking, they've had 2 touchdowns called back, so they're right on pace for their average. And Independence is, this is one where you go in at halftime like we did everything according to game plan. Controlled the clock, controlled the ball, controlled possession, yet we're still down 21-3.
Here's what we talk about with momentum. It was 7-3, 4th and 2 at the 10. They don't get it, and then just like that, Princeton on back-to-back possessions, and now it's 21-3, and it looked like that Independence was taking all of Princeton's shots, and then, Princeton maybe got a left jab and a right cross in there and staggered Independence.
Yeah, it's a heavyweight boxing match, and I'm going to use your analogy. They're right now, the Independence has a standing 8 count right now because they look like they're little days, and what's going to save them? Yeah. You know what's going to save them right now
they
is
need
halftime.
That and a big left hook.
Yeah.
Yeah, hitting somebody upside the head with a left hook, that's never win your days. That's never a bad idea. All right, here comes the kickoff. And if you're Independence, maybe try to break it. Maybe just get on the ball and you get in the locker room. And here comes the kick, and it's a good kick, and will it be returnable? It will not. It'll go in the end zone. And I got to think now, with 9 seconds left, you just take a knee and get into the locker room. Coming up at halftime on the Massey Power Sports Halftime Show, We'll recap the first half. We'll have stats. Chris Ferris, the stat man. We'll have stats for Eric, and we'll talk to Tony Jones. Tony Jones knows a little bit about playing D-back. Had an opportunity to play against Randy Moss back in the day. Tony is a Beckley Woodrow Wilson Football Hall of Famer, and we're glad that Tony has made a visit and patronizing us up here in the press box here at Coal City tonight. We'll also have some scores and another big game going on we talked about in 4A between Martinsburg and Spring Mills. And I think the last report you gave was 7-0 Martinsburg. We'll touch on that, and Independence will take a knee and get into the locker room. So there's 10 seconds left, and all they do is got to take a knee. So Princeton able to take a 21-3 lead into the locker room at the break. So we'll take a 1-minute break, come back, get you ready for the Massey Power Sports halftime show at the break. Princeton in front, 21-3 here on Video Productions.
We won't raise your rates just because of an accident. Sure, everyone thinks they're a good driver. But when an accident happens, with Allstate, you don't have to worry, even if it's your fault. It's called accident forgiveness, and it starts the day you sign up. You're in good hands with Allstate. When we think about substance use disorder in our communities, we can use this as an example of how to work together. It may seem small, but in creating this mural, everyone played a role in breaking through stigma and turning this wall into something vibrant and meaningful. This is a huge sign of support, solidarity, and love. When it comes to how we think about recovery, it takes all of us to break through addiction. Learn more at backtolifewv.org.
How much is that doggy in the window?
Let the sunshine in. Get started today with new windows and doors from Window World of Beckley. What better way to do that than our energy-efficient windows and doors for every budget and style? We offer superior products, professionally installed at a guaranteed low price. We offer great financing options too. So why wait? Transfer your home today with Window World of Beckley and let the sun shine in.
My name is Lizzie Hess, and I am a cosmetologist in Taze Valley, West Virginia. The Jumpstart Savings Program is a career savings account, and it just helps to save money so that you can invest in yourself or invest in products that you would need with whatever technical career you're currently in.
The Jumpstart Savings Program is celebrating skilled workers and offers state tax advantages while you save for future expenses.
Having funds to be able to supply anything that I need is awesome.
Find out if a Jumpstart Savings account is right for you. Take the quiz today.
And we welcome you back to Independence High School. At the break, it is Princeton leading Independence 21-3. We welcome you into the Massey Power Sports halftime show. Our entire crew here at Video Productions got the heavy hitter producing and directing, got the brains of the outfit, Faith Alexander on camera with Jackie Moon. We got the stat genius, Mr. Chris Farish. I'm Maris Lowry with Eric Thomas. And right now, Eric, 21-3. And for the longest time, it was tight, competitive, 7-3. And the game is still, I would say, still competitive, but Princeton able to really capture the momentum. They got a 4th down stop on 4th and 2 from the 10, and then on back-to-back drives, Princeton able to put it in the end zone. And the touchdown, after they got the stop, they went 90 yards in 8 plays, and then right here before halftime, they went 57 yards in 3 plays. They lead 21-3, and that's even having a punt return called back for a touchdown, a pass called back for a touchdown, and then Jennings open that dropped it, which probably could have been a touchdown. So I think all in all, Independence, I think, can consider itself that it's only 21-3.
Yeah, they dodged a few bullets, and I think they're going into halftime saying, look, if we can shore some things up, we're right in this game. But Princeton's also going into halftime going, hey, we left some points literally out there on the field. And so we just need to shore up the penalties and start catching the dang ball.
All right, we're going to get into the numbers. The numbers are brought to you by Giovanni's Pizza. Mamma mia! If you're not Italian going in, you're Italian going out. So I was a half-breed going in. I was full Italian coming out. What delicious food from Giovanni's, 2 locations, Leicester Square here near Independence and down at Glen Daniel near Liberty. All right, Eric, you have all the numbers of the first half.
So here goes the numbers, Maris. 130 total yards for the Independence Patriots. And if I had told you, I'm going to go to the flip side, that Princeton would have 141 yards of total offense and only -2 on the ground, would you think they would be leading?
No, he wouldn't be up by 18 points.
I mean, so Independence has held serve as far as their defense. Markel Lowe has 5 carries for 8 yards.
Yeah.
I mean, that's amazing. And Barker, the quarterback, has 2 carries for a -10 because he's been sacked twice, in the backfield. But Barker's really lit it up in the passing. He's 6 of 11 for 143 yards. And out of those 5 misses, 4 of them been drops.
Right.
4 drops. So 143 yards and 2 touchdowns. And, of course, his leading receiver is Mosser with 4 catches for 70 yards. And Klein with 1 catch, 47 yards, and a score. For Independence, Brock Green started out hot, passing the ball, and they really ran a lot of offensive plays. So he's 7 for 12 for 94 yards. And Silas Nelson has ran the ball 20 times, but for only 36 yards. And what I think that Independence needs to regroup at halftime, take that stretch play out. Because it's really I think you really have to line up and run at this Princeton defense.
And, Eric, I think you would agree the most 2 electric plays that happened in the first half, 1 counted and 1 didn't. The opening kickoff, that was an electrifying 75-yard kickoff return by Markel Lowe. And then how about Mosser on the punt return? And, Eric, I'd have to watch that again. As I'm watching it, and there obviously they called a block in the back. I didn't see it. I was looking for the flags before I called a touchdown, but what a tremendous return.
Well, we actually saw, as we were watching the replay, there was one that could have been called, and they probably, called it. But we have to give Christian Linksweiler for Independence some love because we talked about him having to be a factor in this game, and he's really come to play. He has 5 catches for 69 yards, and 2 of them been across the middle in traffic and really picking up key 3rd downs for Independence.
At the break, it's an 18-point advantage for Princeton, 21-3. We'll take our second Massey Power Sports at halftime break. When we come back, we'll have Tony Jones on the mic, and we'll do that on the flip side here on Video Productions.
Power Sports is your one-stop off-road and tractor destination. We have an awesome selection of side-by-sides, ATVs, dirt bikes, tractors, and kid machines. Our machines come loaded with features the other brands don't have and will save you thousands of dollars versus the competition. Massey Power Sports offers the best prices, the best service, and the best warranties. Our locations in Beckley and Cross Lanes are here to serve you. Online at MasseyPowersports.com. Massey Power Sports. We power your work and your adventure.
When you're about to go on the most important journey, it matters who you choose to start it with. From your very first prenatal appointment, Access Health's dedicated team is here to support you with the latest technology and personalized care. Preparing for your little one's arrival is a special time. And when the big day arrives, you can be confident knowing you have the same team to guide and support you. Access Health, your partner in health every step of the way.
City National Bank, where you can purchase or refinance your home with the no down payment champion mortgage. No down payment, no private mortgage insurance, no kidding. Visit your local branch to get started today. City National Bank, member FDIC, equal housing lender. To learn more, log on to mortgage.bankatcity.com.
Take care of this by the end of the day.
Sure, I'll take care of that. Done.
It's that easy with compliance. Compliance. We've got your back office.
Don't drop the ball. Come see your hometown legends at the all-new Greenbrier Ford in Beckley. We won't be beat.
When you're in need of a plumber, you want someone that's going to treat you like family. Modley's Plumbing and Heating, a family-owned business since 1987, wants you to know our customers and employees are as important as family. Built by family to families, quality work is our hallmark at Modley's Plumbing and Heating. So the next time you're in need of a plumber, give Modley's Plumbing and Heating a call at 304-253-HELP. Help to Modley's means handling every little problem.
You have a goal. You know what you want. Start with us, New River Community and Technical College, your community college. Take classes online or in a classroom in Beaver, Lewisburg, Summersville, or Princeton, or step outside the classroom in one of our technical or health programs. Find flexible and affordable options to help you reach your goal. It's closer than you think when you start with us, New River Community and Technical College. Apply today.
every bite better with Pepsi.
With the right support and care, a seed can grow into a resilient plant. Recovery takes patience, intention, and a willingness to listen. Every path is different, and every story of substance use is an opportunity for transformation. When it comes to growing and restoring our communities, we need everyone to break through addiction. Learn more at backtolifewv.org.
And we welcome you back to Independence High School at the break. Princeton is in front of Independence 21-3 here at the Massey Power Sports Halftime Show. And our halftime guest, Mr. Tony Jones. And Tony, for the people that don't know, you're originally from Beckley. You graduated there in the mid-'90s from Beckley Woodrow Wilson High School. Played quarterback, defensive back, went against Randy Moss. You're a Hall of Famer in football, and you now live in Westerville, Ohio, which is Ohio State country, right outside of Columbus. And glad you made it back to Beckley and taking in the first half with us.
Oh, certainly. I listen to you guys from afar all the time, and when you guys first started, you were good, but you're even better now. But I always enjoy coming back.
Appreciate that. Well, Tony, I know you watch a lot of football on the pro level, the collegiate level, and definitely in the high school level. We'll talk about where you live in a hotbed of high school football in Ohio. But so far, what's your take of the first half of this Princeton Independence game? I
see a ton of athletes on the field. It looked like Princeton was going to run away with it initially, and a couple, I'll use an Eric-ism, a comedy of errors, kind of put Independence back in the game a little bit. But it looks to me, based on the way that the first half ended, that Princeton probably have a little momentum coming out. That Mustard kid looks like a miniature Tavon Austin, and what is it?
Markel Lowe.
Markel Lowe, the running back, he kind of looks like an Amos Zaraway. So they've got some talent on that side of the ball. But even Independence does as well, right? I mean, they got hit in the face and kind of came back. So interested to see how that second half.
And you know the thing about it on that opening kickoff return by Lowe, all the time. I don't think you can't coach that. That's just great athletic ability.
There's no doubt. So if you watch the way he runs, right, he always feels as if he can break it, right? And it's dangerous because he's never down. So think about that punt return, right? I mean,
yeah, that was Mosser on the punt return.
The first kickoff return.
Low, yes.
Yeah, so.
But, also, and like we talk about, momentum is real. And, Independence had things going the way they wanted, and they had a chance to maybe take the lead for the first time. They had a 4th and 2 from the 10. They weren't able to convert. And after that, two scores right before the end of the half gives Princeton the momentum into the locker room.
There's no doubt. So I think that's kind of where it started to go downhill a little bit for Independence. It's an iffy call. Maybe you put 3 points on the board, but I think it was, 4th and 2.
4th and 2.
Yeah, so it was manageable. I can understand why you would go, but maybe just some points, and then after that it just seemed like the game started to get away from them.
Well, Tony, you living in Westerville, and there's a lot of great high school football throughout the state of Ohio, and a lot of big schools. I know in Columbus, Upper Arlington, just to name a few. Westerville, where your daughter went, how many? There's
three.
Central,
Yep.
3 right there, and there's just so many good schools. I know there's a couple of Catholic schools. DeSales, I think, is right there in Columbus as well.
Yeah, so I've got a good friend of mine. His son is the starting free safety for DeSales, and all those Catholic schools there in Columbus tend to be pretty good. Even going down to like the Pickerington area, I think they have 3 high schools, and each year they're always competitive.
Yeah, and then just north of you there in Cleveland, you've got, St. Edwards, and you got St. Ignatius in Cleveland as well?
Absolutely, and even going down south, you've got Moeller down there
Cincinnati,
too.
Moeller,
Yeah.
St. X.
Yeah, absolutely. Yep. So I just think that Ohio area, I mean, it's just a hotbed, and regardless of where you are in the country in terms of college football, you've always got somebody from that Ohio area on some of those bigger squads.
Well, let's talk about the Ohio State Buckeyes. They come off a tough loss at Oregon, and they'll be home tomorrow, take on Nebraska. And, I know in any sports, no matter what level, it's what have you done for me lately? And I know Ryan Day has won a lot of games, but the big one is kind of went through his fingers. So what's the take in Columbus right now with Ohio State and with Ryan Day?
Yeah, it's like the world is ending every time they lose. But I think Ryan Day's got, in terms of top 5, playing top 5 talent, he doesn't have a very good record there. Like Michigan's kind of got the number, and I think going into that Oregon game last week or 2 weeks ago, I felt pretty confident that they would actually end up beating Oregon. But if you really look at the game, Oregon kind of had their number their entire day, and they just kept them on skates. Oregon runs that momentum, right? And as athletic as Ohio State is, it's tough. And I think athlete for athlete, Ohio State has got them, but Oregon's tough.
Yeah, and, for Ohio State, they get Nebraska tomorrow, and then after Nebraska, they got to go to Penn State.
Yep.
They have Indiana, who nobody probably saw this coming, that Indiana's undefeated. And then, of course, at the end of the year, even though Michigan is nowhere near the team they were a year ago, it's still Michigan. And with Ohio State, Michigan, anything could happen.
Absolutely. But you know what? Ohio State still controls their own destiny, right, based on the new playoff system. So I anticipate them still being one of the ones standing at the end and still has a valid chance of actually getting it done because they have talent, right?
No question.
And if they played Oregon again, I mean, they could very well beat them.
And they could play them in the Big Ten championship game. One last thing before I let you go. I don't know if you realize Ohio State spent $20 million on NIL. That's more than any other team. So maybe the fans are saying, are we getting our money's worth spending that kind of loot?
You know what? So I think college sports is almost like a free agency now.
It
right?
is. It's like the NFL.
Yeah. And, I went to our local grocery store and I go in to buy a bag of chips and I see that one of the bigger brands in Columbus, Ohio has got one of these Ohio State players, the quarterback, on the bag of chips. Howard on the bag of chips. And it's like, you know what? It's big money now.
It's big money.
I mean, some of these kids is getting paid close to $1 million.
Yeah, that's right. Well, the Notre Dame quarterback, Riley Leonard, he's getting paid $1 million.
Yeah, he deserves it. Listen, you get what you deserve, right?
Well, if you got the money, might as well pay him because if you don't pay him, somebody else is going to.
Yeah,
right.
And it's almost, you feel like you got to re-recruit your players too a little bit now,
That's right?
Because if you won't give it to them, someone else
That's
will.
right. Well, Tony, we appreciate you coming on here at halftime, and we look forward to what we think could still be a very entertaining second half. Princeton with the lead 21-3. Thanks so much, and we'll look forward to this second half.
Certainly. You guys do an awesome job.
Appreciate it. We'll take a break, come back, get you ready for the second half here on the Massey Power Sports Halftime Show. 21-3, the lead for Princeton over Independence here on Video Productions.
Power Sports is your one-stop off-road and tractor destination. We have an awesome selection of side-by-sides, ATVs, dirt bikes, tractors, and kid machines. Our machines come loaded with features the other brands don't have and will save you thousands of dollars versus the competition. Massey Power Sports offers the best prices, the best service, and the best warranties. Our locations in Beckley and Cross Lanes are here to serve you. Online at MasseyPowersports.com. Massey Power Sports. We power your work and your adventure.
Welcome, folks, to the most mouth-watering showdown on television, the Hangry Games Ultimate Snack-Off, right here at your local Little General store. As the snacks fly and the deli slices, remember, dear viewers, every item they're using can be found at your nearest Little General store, where creativity meets convenience. Keep your appetites brave and your snacks ready.
City National Bank, where you can purchase or refinance your home with the no down payment champion mortgage. No down payment, no private mortgage insurance, no kidding. Visit your local branch to get started today. City National Bank, member FDIC, equal housing lender. To learn more, log on to mortgage.bankatcity.com.
Compliance helped me lose 50 pounds by freeing up tasks like payroll, HR, and bookkeeping. I'm now free to do what I want.
With compliance, you can do what you want to do. Compliance, we've got your back office.
If you need a lawyer, then you need a lawyer who's in it to win it. You need Hill, Peterson, Carper, B. & Ditzler. We have a track record of winning millions for our clients. At Hill, Peterson, Carper, B. & Ditzler, we're in it to win it.
Dutch Miller's Beckley Auto Mall, West Virginia's largest GMC Buick dealer, is a proud sponsor of West Virginia High School athletics and our area student athletes. Dutch Miller's Beckley Auto Mall, with 2 locations for your convenience: 3934 Robert C. Byrd Drive in Beckley and 8762 Seneca Trail in Fairleigh. Plus, you can shop 24/7 at BeckleyAutomall.com. Dutch Miller's Beckley Auto Mall and West Virginia's student athletes. A winning combination. GMC, we are professional grade.
My name is Micah Daniels from Huntington, West Virginia. I'm at Bridge Valley and I'm working on earning an associate's degree in manufacturing. Jumpstart is a career savings program for skilled workers. You know, with blue-collar work, you always need money for tools. So with that Jumpstart program, I can rest easy. New sets of tools need to be bought. I'm good.
The Jumpstart Savings Program is celebrating skilled workers and offers state tax advantages while you save for future expenses. Find out if a Jumpstart Savings account is right for you. Take the quiz today.
It's fourth down, seconds on the clock. He hands it off, finds a hole in the middle. Clear, nothing but moves! A touchdown for the win. I can't believe it.
Pizza, better with Pepsi.
And we welcome you back to the Massey Power Sports Halftime Show, and we've got Eric to give scores, and the scores are brought to you in part by Michael Frobel for Judge, as Michael Frobel is a candidate for the circuit judge in the 2nd Division. It's a runoff. Michael is proud to support the student athletes of Raleigh County and would be proud to serve as your circuit judge. Also, the scores are brought to you in part by Cracker Barrel, the Old Country Store locations in Beckley and Princeton. Well, Eric, you have some of the other scores going on around the state here in West Virginia on this week 9 of the high school football season.
We'll start Marison, the big school, the 4A division. We'll start with the big matchup in the Panhandle. Martinsburg on the road at Spring Mills, and at halftime, Martinsburg has a slim lead, 7-6 over Spring Mills.
Being played like a playoff game.
Yes. Willing Park up big over someone from Ohio. We won't even worry about that game. But Huntington is up big against Capital. Huntington 21, Capital nothing.
And Eric, Huntington's only lost to Martinsburg. So
exactly
Huntington's getting it ready at the right time. Yes.
Playoff time. Spring Valley, the number 8 team in AAA on the road at the number 10 team in 4A. And Landerwood to Beckley right now, 21-0 in the second quarter. In AA football, basketball. We'll look at the Princeton, of course, the game we're doing is up 21-3. But Roane County, the number 2 team in AA, Maris, up big at halftime over Mingo Central, 42-0. And the reason I give that score, Mingo Central came up here and battled this Independence team a couple of weeks ago. Shady Spring, another area team, number 15 in AAA on the road at Nicholas County, and they're up 21-14 at halftime. Frankfort, the number 1 school in AA, on the road at 4A Berkeley Springs, up 45-0 at halftime. Herbert Hoover, another Independence opponent who they lost to in the first game of the season, up 42-7 over Elkins at halftime.
So, Eric, we don't have any update on the World Series, I don't believe, do we?
And the World Series in the bottom of the first inning. It's 0-0.
We got it right here, no score. Well, Eric, now we're going to switch gears from baseball back to football, and you're going to have to put your coaching cap on. And first of all, if you're Princeton, you're up 21-3. You scored the last 2 possessions to end the half. You got the momentum. And if you're the Princeton Tigers, what do you think they talked about in the locker room?
I think taking care of themselves, the offsides, the encroachments on defense, cleaning up a lot of what they do, and just catch the ball, and they'll have a chance to put this game away.
And if you're Independence, what do you think they talked about?
I think you go back to the ball control that you had in that first quarter, and defensively you held the running game down, but you have to figure out something. It's like pick your poison, and they chose to shut down Markel Lowe, but that left them one-on-one on the outside with the wideouts that Princeton have, and they have a lot of quick strike guys. So the challenge defensively here is not give up anything big in the running play, but you got to take someone out of that box. Anytime you add someone to the box, you're giving up man coverage, and I think they're going to have to figure out a balance of that being Independence in the second half.
Independence will get the ball to start the second half, and I think it's key that Independence score on the first drive. And another thing I think is key, if you're going to have long drives, even if it's a field goal, like, they had a 14-play drive where they got a field goal, but then they had another 14-play drive where they couldn't pick up the first down and they got nothing out of it. If you're going to take that much time on the clock, you've got to be able to score.
Yeah, you have to see some fruits for your labor, right?
That's right,
right. You need to see something. And you're right. I really think the momentum shifted after that 90-plus yard drive. Right. After that key defensive stop, because I thought Independence had Princeton on their heels. I'm sorry.
I do. I thought they had the momentum.
They had all the momentum. They were controlling the tempo of the game, running a lot of clock, and now they're going to have to go back to really picking up the pace offensively, because now you're you dug yourself a 21-3 hole.
And if you remember, a big play on that drive was 3rd and 10 from their own 22, and they got a pass interference call, moved the ball out to the 37, kept the drive alive, and then Princeton able to go down and score.
And that was the first penalty of the game, whistled, which on Independence, which ended up proving to be a devastating penalty.
Game changer.
Yes, game changer.
So 21-3, the lead here at halftime. The captain's back out on the field, and we're moments away getting the second half started. Independence will get the ball to start the second half, and we'll see what Independence can dial up. If we take a look at Independence possession, their first possession, Eric, was 3 and out, and then, like I said, they had that long 14-play possession where they got 3 points out of it. They got the field goal. Then they had another long 14-play drive where they didn't get anything out of it, and then the 3 and out right there at the half. But when you look at Princeton, really, they had 2 really electric plays in that first half. One counted, one didn't. They took the opening kickoff for a touchdown, and they also had an amazing punt return that did not count due to a penalty.
Yeah, a lot of self-inflicted wounds for Princeton, but they seem to have righted the ship there late in that second quarter.
All right, ready to start the second half. Princeton's got it teed up. They lead 21-3. And you got Silas Nelson there on the far side, and that looks like, that is Brady Rose on the near side for Independence, waiting to kick off. And we're ready to start the second half on a beautiful night in Coal City. And they'll squib it, maybe an onside kick, and I think that definitely will help out Independence. They're going to get the ball almost near midfield.
Well, you see that Princeton was really trying to catch Independence off guard, and they were able to corral the onside kick, and now they're cooking with great field position.
So they'll start on their own 49-yard line. So, if you're Independence, you couldn't ask for something better unless you ran the kickoff back for a touchdown.
And that's one of those things where you're Princeton, you're really trying to catch Independence off guard, but if you don't complete the onside kick, you give them great field position, and the back's not against the wall, so everything's open in the playbook here.
So here's a running play to Nelson. He stops, he waits for his blockers to develop, and he'll gain about 2 or 3 yards on first down.
Yeah, and Silas Nelson really set that up a little bit, not too quick to outrun the block, let the block set up, and he picked up, 4 yards?
Yeah, give him 3 on the play out to or down across midfield to the 48-yard line. They'll give him 3 on the play.
And it looks like Princeton has put a little more beef on the front of that defensive front here.
Yeah, I think Princeton, they might challenge the run and say maybe they got the athletes to play, man-man coverage.
Well, they feel they can play man coverage, and this is one of the only teams that Independence will see doing this.
And there's the run for Nelson. There's just nowhere. He ran into a stone wall, just nowhere to go.
And that's where I think that on that tackle was Markel Lowe coming in from the linebacker position, filling the gap, and really laying the wood right there.
So that'll be no gain. It'll bring up 3rd and 7. And if you're Independent, you've got to take advantage of this great field position on this first drive.
Yeah, great field position. So let me ask you a question. You usually pose one to me. Do you think if they pick up 3 or 4 yards here, it's 2 down territory?
Oh, yeah. I think you have to go for it. Yes, I think down 21-3. I think you've got to take advantages of all your possessions.
Yes. Yeah, you need the ball. You need to possess the ball.
So let's see what Independence will dial up. Green takes the shotgun snap. They'll roll the pocket. Pressure comes. He's in trouble. He looks. He's thrown. He's got a man. It's Linksweiler. He makes the catch. He's inside the 30, down inside the 20. And as we talked about, Linksweiler, Eric, came up with some huge receptions in the first half and a big catch there.
And I tell you, you got to hats off to Brock Green, the quarterback, because he really got his clock clean, and he laid that one out right there, stood in the pocket.
All the way down to the 15-yard line and a first down, and a beautiful reception right there, climbing the ladder to haul it in as his highest point, and then a nice yak yards after the catch. So from the 15-yard line, 1st and 10 for Independence. And this would be huge if Independence is able to score this first possession.
And just like that, the momentum is shifted after, unsuccessful onside kick, and you get a team a chance to fight back in it.
So from the 15, Green takes the snap. It's going to be a running play to Nelson. He reverses his field. He's got some running room. He's got the edge. He's close to a first down. He might be a yard short. He had to get to the 5-yard line. Depends on where they put him down at. He's very close. I think they'll put him down just shy of the 5.
What a great run, but what an incredible tackle here by Markel Lowe. I thought that was going for 6, and he just comes out of nowhere like a silver bullet right here and really saved the day.
They'll put him down at the 6-yard line. He got 9 on the play and make it 2nd and 1. So 2nd and 1 for Independence. just outside the 5 at the Princeton 6-yard line. Now Green this time will go up under center, takes the snap. They push the pile forward. He's got a first down, very close to a touchdown. He's just shy of the goal line. It'll be first and goal for Independence at the 1.
Gain 5 on the play. It's first and goal.
So first and goal for the Patriots at the 1-yard line.
Ball down at the 1-yard line.
And probably go with the same play, a quarterback sneak with Green. He's up under center, and Independence moving. That'll cost him 5. That's a huge mistake.
That's a huge mistake right there.
Because Independence has had success on this quarterback sneak, but they weren't set, and that's the correct call, as we'll see the false start there. And you can see right there the up back moved just a tad too soon. And with that penalty, that's a costly penalty. The ball comes back to the 6-yard line.
Yeah, and this is, one of those penalties where you can't pick up a first down, so that's a costly mistake.
So first and goal at the 6. And now let's see what Independence will dial up. They'll probably run Green up. They're going to put him up under center.
So I get the power eye
got
here.
Power play. It's a quarterback keeper. Green rolls. Will he get to the edge? He gets inside the 5. They run him out of bounds, maybe at the 4. Maybe they give him the 3.
Green with the quarterback keeper play.
And let's see where they'll put him out of bounds at. Maybe the 3. Yep, they'll put the ball down. So he got half, and it'll be second and goal, taking it from the 6 to the 3. Second and goal from the 3. And the clock stops as he went out of bounds right at an even 9 minutes. So we're 3 minutes into the second half. Second and goal for the Patriots at the 3-yard line. Green back up under center. They go power formation again. They'll run the ball to Nelson. Nelson trying to fight for the goal line, and he's just short of the goal line, down to about the 1.
I think you can look for this quarterback sneak here at the 1-yard line. Big quarterback is such as Green. I get him under center and push it in.
It's third down.
Well, they got 2 chances from right outside the 1-yard line.
Just can't have a false start again, right?
Nope, you can't do that. Independence trying to get themselves back in the game, and they can do that with a touchdown here from the 1. Green up under center, quarterback sneak. We got another flag.
I think it might be encroachment.
And let's see what we got.
It's number 9, encroachment.
Well, the funny part about that, Eric, is you have the players in the white jerseys for Princeton pointing toward Independence. And there is the offsides, and Independence pointing toward Princeton. But I don't know how they're going to get the ball much closer than maybe what it is.
Just respot it where it's at and played it down again.
From the half-yard line.
So it'll be third and goal again. The ball just right outside the goal line. A beautiful night here on the hill up in Coal City. We're about 6 miles from Beckley, the county seat of Raleigh County. I'm Maris Lowry with Eric Thomas, the heavy hitter, Mr. Nick Eskins, producing and directing. Jackie Moon, Faith Alexander, the brains of the outfit. She is on camera and course. As always, the stat man, Mr. Chris Farish. And we have a spotter, Tony Jones, here with us. So here's a third and goal from the 1. Green takes the snap, and does he get in? I don't believe he did. I don't think he made it, and it'll be fourth down. I don't see the officials. Nope, they're going to say he's short, Eric. It'll be fourth down. It looked like Green right there. He was pushing, but he was trying to roll over, but he was not able to get the ball across.
I think you need to try to go low. I think he's got to stick that head down in between that beef.
So we'll see, and I'm not sure if you're Independence. Eric, if you want to take a chance to turn around handing it off, I think if you get
I'm like quarterback
you,
sneak right here.
Get that quarterback sneak, and you get lower than Princeton. But this is huge. If you're Independence, you have to score this touchdown. The clock turning, and now Independence will have to call a timeout because they're down to 3 on the play clock. So this is a very huge play in this game, as there's a timeout with 7:11 remaining here in the third quarter. And it's a fourth and goal. While we got a minute, I want to tell you about Leisure Lanes, Johnstown Road in Beckley. And they are having a Halloween party tomorrow night. They still have a couple of lanes left, and you can be a part of a howling good time at Bowloween. $17 a person. You can dial them up at 304-253-7328. Also, the game tonight brought to you in part by Edward Jones. Edward Jones Heather Cantley, your financial advisor. She's my financial advisor. She can be your financial advisor. When you plan for retirement, you can open up a traditional IRA or a Roth IRA, and you can reach out to Heather Cantley at 681-254-0097. So, Eric, I'm with you. I think that they ought to just fourth down plunge from the quarterback and see what they get.
I think Green really – I think he's too high when he's getting the ball. He's got to really get up under the center and really crouch down and sneak in. He's too upright. He's getting – if they stand the center up, it's going to be tough for him to get in.
Well, this will be the 9th play of this drive. They started back on their own 49-yard line.
Well, you got to love this, just big on big, right?
4th and goal. And they'll take Green. They'll try to push him in.
He didn't get in?
I'm not sure. I don't see a signal. Still don't see a signal. Now Independence says he's in. I haven't seen the official signal.
He did
I don't think he got in. I'm still waiting for a signal. I have not seen the officials point toward Princeton. I have not seen a touchdown, and now they say Princeton stopped him. So he does not get in.
And once again, he'll learn as he gets. As you'll see the replay here. He's lucky he wasn't a fumble and picked up and ran the other way. See, he takes a step back and he gets stood up. There's no push right there.
So that's a huge turnaround in the game as Independence gets held right on the doorstep of the end zone, and now Princeton will take over backed up in their own end zone. And, that took – you're talking about 12-minute quarters, and now we're up under 7. That took over 5 minutes on that drive, and they came away with nothing.
But you're exactly right in how you stated. This is a prime example of the second quarter drive that chewed up all the clock.
And then they didn't score.
But no, nothing to show for it.
So Princeton will take over. They have the ball on their own 1-yard line. I'm not sure what the delay is. Maybe they're changing the football.
Balls.
Yeah.
Independence said, you're not using my ball.
Well, I'll tell you one thing. If you're Independence, Barker may rear back and throw the deep ball. You got to cover the whole field here. So from the goal line, backed up in their own end zone, they'll run the ball and they'll fall forward and get out to about the 3-yard line. That's about it. There's a helmet knocked off as that's a run right up the gut.
Well, I think that's Riddle's helmet came out. He'll have to come out for
one play.
Snap.
So the ball gets out. Let's see where they put the ball down, about the 3, I believe.
Yeah, little breathing room.
And make it 2nd down and 8. And as you mentioned, Riddle, his helmet came off. He has to come out for one play. They're actually going to give him just a 1-yard gain out to the 2 and make it 2nd down and 9. Barker still back in the end zone as he waits on the shotgun snap. Takes the snap. Going to be a running play. There's some running room. There's Lowe. Or that's Jennings, rather. He breaks a tackle. He's across the 25.
It's coming back.
Jennings across the 40. Midfield. It's a foot race.
Hold.
Jennings all the way down inside the 30, and he falls forward down inside the 25-yard line. There is a penalty flag as Jennings has a huge run, but it looks like it's coming back.
Yeah, and the smartest guy on the field is the quarterback for Princeton who stayed. The flag came out immediately, and he stayed in the –
So half the distance, but Jennings, and you can see, the flag came right there. But still a pretty good run by Jennings.
All right, well, they're winning. They're definitely winning the penalty yard.
So, you look how many big plays that Princeton has had raced out because of penalties.
Yeah, big play after big play just coming back.
So if they go half the distance, the ball's on the 2. Even I can figure that out. It goes to the 1.
Hey, that math, that Giovanni's Pizza might have made you smarter.
That's right. Well, you got to be smart if you're going into Giovanni's.
That's right.
If you're not Italian going in, you'll definitely be Italian coming out. Mamma mia. So back to the 1-yard line after that penalty that erased that huge run by Jennings. So it'll be 2nd down.
This could be a 2-possession quarter.
Yeah, because we're coming up on the halfway point of the 3rd. Barker's in the end zone, barking signals. Long count, takes the snap, hand the ball off. This time it's Lowe. He breaks a tackle, and he gets across the 10. He's not done yet. Across the 15, out of the 20, and they push him out of bounds on the far side, and it'll be a Princeton 1st down.
You know one thing I love? He runs, no pun intended, he runs low. If you look, it looked like they had him, and he spun. He gets his pad level lower than yours. Look, he runs right here. Look. That is just leg drive and balance. He wasn't down at all.
Gets a 23-yard gain out to the 24-yard line, a first down for Princeton.
And that's more yards than he rushed for in the whole first half on one play.
And, Eric, as like you said, we probably – and, of course, where they're at backed up on the part of the field, but we'll probably see a lot more of this by running the ball.
They're going to make a considered effort to get it to Lowe here in this third quarter.
So Markel Lowe lines up beside the quarterback, and they'll pitch the ball to Lowe. He comes to the near side, try to get to the edge. They thought there was a flag. There is. That was an easy play to call as Lowe gets to the edge, and Linksweiler doing a good job setting the edge, and it was clearly a hold on Princeton. We'll watch the replay here, but you can see here Linksweiler 13, and right there he's holding him. Yep, he held him twice.
Holding offense, number 1.
And you know what's wild about the guy? Mosser did the holding, and he has those yellow gloves on, so he signaled to him. He said, hey, I did it.
Yeah.
Go ahead and throw it at me.
So they'll mark off the penalty yardage. The line of scrimmage was the 24, and the ball will go back to the 14-yard line, make it 1st and 20. So 1st and 20 for Princeton on their own 14-yard line. Chance Barker takes the snap. He keeps it himself. And he doesn't get much.
Well, that snap threw off the play because I think that was going to be a handoff, and just a bad snap. And Princeton, every time they seem to get something going, they step on their own toes.
Yeah, they get a couple yards out across the 15 to the 16, make it 2nd down and 18 from their own 16. And you're right, Eric. This might be just a one possession for each team as we're coming up on 5 minutes for the third. There's another high snap. It's a running play to Lowe. He crosses the 20, and he gets out to about the 23-yard line before they get him down. And you're right, Eric. Like I said, if you're Princeton and you got this lead, you can chew up clock by running Lowe, and obviously with capabilities of breaking one.
Yeah, to break one because he's a touchdown waiting to happen. And what is this, 3rd down?
Yep.
3rd down and 11.
Have the ball at the 23-yard line. Yeah, they need 11. Got to get out to the 34. They might dial up a home run pass here. We'll see what they do.
Okay, so I'm seeing Lowe is split out, man coverage out, and Jennings is in the backfield.
And now what do we got? We got maybe a timeout, and Princeton will take a timeout. So while Princeton takes a timeout, Eric, let's see if you can dial us up some more scores.
Yeah, halftime at Beckley, and Beckley tacked on a field goal right before halftime. So Spring Valley up 21-3.
Same score there as what we got here.
That's what we have here.
Yep.
And going to check in on this Spring Mills Martinsburg contest, and 14-12 Martinsburg in the third quarter.
And one thing, Eric, people want to know how good Spring Mills is. Even if they don't win that game, if they're hanging there close with Martinsburg, they're pretty good.
They're for real.
Yeah.
We talked about that.
We got the baseball game, no score of the World Series between the Dodgers and the Yankees. I know I had to throw that in there. And how about also on video productions tonight down at Mitchell Stadium in Bluefield, Oak Hill leads 7-0 over Bluefield. Of course, that's Beckley's opponent next week. Beckley will be at Oak Hill next Friday night.
Yeah, and that will be a big contest for both schools.
So out of the timeout, it's going to be 3rd and 11 coming up here for Princeton. We got 4:28 left here in the third quarter. Independence had a golden opportunity. Their first possession, they got stopped right at the goal line on 4th down. Now here's 3rd and 11. Barker waits on the snap. He looks to throw. Pressure comes. Penalty flag thrown. Probably coming back. Another penalty flag thrown. Barker will throw the ball away, and I'm sure Independence will take the result of the play and force a punt. Because they're going to have a holding penalty again on Princeton. As 2 flags came out immediately as Barker started to scramble. As we watch the replay. Yeah, right there's a holding play for sure. And then another one right there. And Barker does the wise thing to throw it away. And if you're Independence, I don't think I'd back him up. I'd just take the result of the play and make him punt. Now let's see what we got. The officials are coming over, I guess, maybe explaining the options, but so Let's see what we got if they sort this out. But that's one thing about that we've seen tonight, Eric. As talented as Princeton is, and they've got players all over the place.
Yes.
They have really hurt themselves tonight with multiple penalties.
Holding offense, number 52, that penalty decline. Holding offense, number 72, that penalty decline. And on the way downfield against the offense,
It's lost
that
it there.
penalty decline. We do have a sideline warning against Princeton. They're first. It'll be 4th down.
So they had 4 penalties on one play. So after all that, the play stands, and it's a punt, like I said earlier.
Yeah. Hey, it's funny. If you're Princeton, I bet some of the Princeton faithful are going, okay, so we got 4 penalties on one play, and Independence has played a clean game with just 1 penalty.
So now let's see if Independence can take advantage. The last time they had the ball, Eric, they got the ball down to the goal line and they couldn't push it across.
They're going to at least have better field position than they did start the half, where they start at the 49.
At the 49. We'll see if they do have better field position. And now what do we got? We got the play blown dead. I'm looking for a flag. I don't see one. Do you?
No, I don't.
I'm not sure.
Player didn't have his mouthpiece in, being sent out for one play. Still 4th down.
So it's not a timeout. The player just has to come off the field. So right now, just a lot of mental mistakes that Princeton's making.
That's the first time all year I've seen that call.
You can just tell him, why don't they just say, well, put your mouthpiece in, right? I mean, I don't know. All right, here comes the punt, and it's blocked. The punt is blocked, and no one knows where the ball is. The ball's down inside the 10, and that's where Independence is going to get it inside the 10.
It actually wasn't blocked. He kicked it off the upback's helmet.
Right, but it will go as a block punt. And Independence with great field position. He kicked it off his up man right there. He kicked him right in the coconut, right off the head.
And I already said they're going to have a top play from the kickoff return. They're going to have a not top play for that one.
Yeah, you got to chuckle at that. But Independence will have great field position, 1st and goal at the 9, and now can Independence take advantage of it? You know what, Eric, as long as I've done this for 35 years, I don't think I've ever seen that before.
I've never seen that happen.
And I say, if you do this long enough, you'll allowed to see anything. I don't believe I've ever seen that before.
Well, so this is the tricky situation now, though. You're 1st and goal from the 9. You can't pick up a 1st down. So it's touchdown or bust.
So Green rolls the pocket, looks to throw, still on the move, throws to the end zone, and it's incomplete. And there are no flags. It'll be incomplete, 2nd and goal.
It'll be 2nd and goal. Ball to 9.
So from the Princeton 9, 2nd and goal as we watch the replay, and Green trying to extend the play, rolling, and then trying to make the connection, trying to get the ball to Rose. Rose felt he was held. No whistle, no flag. I did basketball last night. That's why I said no whistle.
Yeah, well, no whistle or flag.
Yeah, I got a little basketball in me because, that's how multi-purpose I am. I did basketball last night and now doing football here tonight. All right, so to bring up 2nd and goal, and you got to feel here, Eric, that, I know we still got, 4 minutes left in the 3rd, but you got to think if Independence doesn't get in the end zone, it's going to make it tough for them to come back and win the game if they can't score here.
Definitely will.
All right, from the 9-yard line, 2nd and goal. Green waits on the snap, rolls the pocket to the far side, looks in the end zone, throws, and it is caught for the touchdown, or is it? Yes, it is caught for the touchdown. I was waiting on the official, and Dalton Atkins, who's become the number 1 target for Brock Green, hauls it in. And Dalton Atkins with that reception, that's his 3rd receiving touchdown of the year. And all that traffic.
Number 2, Dalton Atkins.
So that cuts the lead to 21-9. And now comes the point after. The hold is down. The kick is up. It looks good, and it is. So with 3:54 remaining in the 3rd quarter, we got a new ball game now, new score. It's Princeton 21, Independence 10. After what seemingly was a block punt, and I say seemingly because the Princeton punter kicked it off the helmet of his up man. It only takes Independence 2 plays to go 9 yards, and they get a Brock Green 9-yard touchdown pass to Dalton Atkins, the PAT good, 21-10. The lead for Princeton. Scoring recap brought to you by Pepsi of Southern West Virginia. Man, I could use a blue pan of Pepsi about right now. I'm sure you could.
Yeah, definitely for my vocal cords right now. All this excitement.
So Independence able to get themselves back in the game, and now, once again, I think if I'm Independence, I kick it out of bounds.
Definitely kick it out of bounds. Live to play another.
And that's what they did the last time they kicked off, because we saw the capability of the return players for Princeton.
Well, I'll say right now in this half, Princeton has just as many penalty yards as they do offensive yards.
So it's now 21-10 with 3:54 left in the third. So you got Lowe on the far side and Mosser over here on the near side. And here comes the kickoff. And they're going to squib it. Maybe an onside kick. The lineman able to get it, and they'll have the ball at the 36-yard line.
Good hands there. He was on the all-hands team. Old Big 74 comes in with the great hands.
And that worked out good for Independence. By they only gave up a yard by not kicking it out of bounds. So that's not bad. You'll take that all day against a team with Princeton with the capabilities they have of returning the ball. So it'll be 1st and 10 for Princeton on their own 36-yard line. Barker came into the game completing 71% of his passes. He puts Lowe in motion. They want to throw the ball, get the ball to Markello out in space. That's what they did. They got blockers ahead. He's got a gain across the 40 and gets out to about the 42-yard line. So, Eric, you would think anytime you could get Markel Lowe out in space, that's what you want to do.
Yeah, and I think Markel Lowe, since that second quarter, felt like he's been a little banged up.
So it'll be 2nd down coming up for Princeton from their own 42-yard line.
Yeah, but what that play sets up another play. If you run that motion action out of the backfield again, it's going to loosen the safeties in the middle of the field.
And they'll hand the ball to Jennings up the gut. He's got running room. He's got a 1st down. He's got a head of steam. He's inside the 30, the 20, 10, 5. Touchdown, Princeton. Jennings takes it to the house.
And what did they do? Right on cue. Ran that motion and loosened the middle of the field up.
And we watched the replay, and Daniel Jennings, the Penn State signee, as like you said, they put Markello in motion.
And it made that defense shift. They went to one safety high, get a block on the edge, and it's off to the races finally for Jennings.
And Jennings able to scamper into the end zone for the touchdown. That's a 58-yard touchdown run. That's a 2-play, 64-yard drive, and Jennings, as I mentioned, a 58-yard run, and now they'll try to tack on the PAT. So Princeton able to answer a Independent score with a score of their own, and Princeton's all about the big plays, as they have been that way all year. The extra point up and good, and your new score with 3:01 left in the third is now Princeton, now 28, Independence 10. Once again, that was a 2-play, 64-yard drive, a 58-yard touchdown run from Daniel Jennings. The point after good, 28-10. Your scoring recap brought to you by Pepsi of Southern West Virginia. Man, I'd like to have me a nice cold Pepsi right about now. So, Eric, right now it looked like that the folks of Independence, the crowd was into it. They had some momentum, and then the big play, strike, and that's the kind of offense, a big strike offense for Princeton.
Yeah, and the thing is that Princeton, and this is no disrespect to Independence, they pretty much given them all the field position they needed here in this third quarter.
Yes.
By not doing the great onside kick. They drive it down, though. Independence does, not able to get it in.
Right.
Then Independence forces a punt, and Princeton basically kicks it off the up-back's head. It gives them 1st and goal. I mean, everything's been laid there on the platter for Independence.
But, as many talented players as Princeton has, and good as they are offensively, no matter who you are, you can't hold them down the entire game. Eventually, they're going to hit the big pass play. They're going to hit the big run. They just got too many weapons. And here comes the kickoff for Princeton. And here comes the kick. And it's a good kickoff. And Rose will take it inside the 5. Comes across the 15, near side 20. And they run him out of bounds just shy of the 25-yard line.
Business decision right there for Rose. Live to play.
Well,
another down.
There's
right
nowhere
here.
to go
nowhere
there.
To go.
1st and 10 Patriots from their own 24.
So it'll be a first down for Independence, and they'll put the ball there down just shy of the 25, call it the 24-yard line. And that's where Brock Green and the Patriots will start this drive from. So 28-10 is the lead with 2:56 left here in the third quarter on a beautiful night up here in Coal City, West Virginia. Like I said, Eric, what's this now? We got a quick snap. I don't think Princeton, nobody was ready. And Green takes the snap and gets the ball out to the 40-yard line for a first down. And actually, that wasn't Green. I didn't even really see what happened there. That's Nelson.
But he's hobbly, getting up.
He gets out to the 39-yard line and a first down. Look at this kind of little trick play right there.
The old muddle huddle.
Yeah. 15-yard gain. I thought they were huddling up. I guess Princeton did too. Next thing you know, Nelson is scampering for 15 yards. Nifty little play there. Caught Princeton napping. So from the 39, 1st and 10 for Independence. Green from the gun. Takes the snap. Hand the ball off, and that's going to lose a couple yards. That play had no chance. And that's a new back into the ball game, and that's Cole Laxton, 5'11", 168-pound sophomore.
Loss of about 1 on the play. It'll be 2nd and 11.
So the loss goes back to the 38. Make it 2nd and 11. Clock continues to move. We're coming up on the 2-minute mark of the third.
Yeah, and it seems like this Independence is still sticking with their game plan of running the play clock and, before they get into their offense.
Green takes the snap. Laxton will get the call, trying to get to the edge. And as you said, Eric, all night, that play just has not been effective for Independence tonight.
Yeah, and what I'm paying attention to on the sideline on that trick play, it looked like Silas Nelson got rolled up on that right ankle, and he's trying to walk it off here on the sideline. And now you have a sophomore back trying to play this defense in that stretch play. I'm going to say it one more time. Take it out of the playbook for tonight.
Cole Laxton, sophomore, 5'11", 168 pounds. The ball's just across the 35 at the 36-yard line. It's going to bring up 3rd down here.
I mean, that takes a big offensive threat off the field for Independence.
3rd and 13. Green takes the shotgun snap. Pressure comes. He's in trouble. He throws the ball away. They might call that grounding. I don't see anybody out there. And now the flag comes in for grounding.
It has to be grounding. He's in the pocket, in the grasp, and he just
slings it out. It'll be a loss of down. Independence will have to punt.
Jennings, the big defensive end for Princeton, says, "Hey man, you got to call that one."
And he do. Yeah, I think Jennings was like reaching to see if he had a pocket that he was going to throw the flag. So that's a loss of down, makes it 4th down, and that'll be punt time for Independence.
What do you do here? Of course, kick it out.
So Mosser will go back to receive the kick. He had an electrifying, and I mean a electrifying punt return that got erased due to penalty.
And you're right. It's one of those where it'll never be seen because it didn't count. But
I tell you, and I go way back to my college football days of watching, Eric, and I'll tell you, it reminded me of Johnny Rogers from Nebraska back in the early 70s.
Roughing.
Here comes the kick. The Independence faithful wanted roughing the punter, but no such call, and Princeton will take over.
No flag on that one. That was pretty close.
So the ball's out of bounds on the far side, and it looks like Princeton's going to get the ball across midfield.
Nah, I think that was a great acting job right there.
Yep.
And the Academy Award goes to?
So Princeton will take over, and actually they'll put the ball down. Nope, not quite across midfield. They'll put it down.
49.
Yep, on their own 40.
Best field position that Princeton's had all second half.
Yep. So from their own 49, and you got to kind of sense the feel, Eric, at least I do, with a minute 5 left in the third, that Princeton is really taking control of the game. As they put Markel Lowe in motion, they'll throw the ball to him out in the flat. He's got a block. He's got running room. He's got speed to go down the sideline, and a flag. It's coming back. And that's going to be the 3rd touchdown called back, as they'll call a holding penalty, and that was going to be good morning, good afternoon, good night, because you get the ball to Lowe out in space. He's so hard to get down.
As we see here on the replay,
they called Mosser for the penalty, and
I don't know about that one.
And Mosser is asking the official, what did he do?
Yeah, I don't know about that call.
So that is the 3rd touchdown tonight that's been called back on Princeton, and that just shows you, like I said, they've got so many weapons to beat you so many ways. And like I said, whenever you can get Markel Lowe out in space, no matter who they're playing, that's going to be hard to get him down. If you can just get to him.
That was a tough call. This is the 6th penalty in the quarter.
So the penalty will take it back from the spot of the foul. They'll move it to the 46-yard line. It'll be first down, 1st and 13 from their own 46.
Okay, so look at the down and distance. They got a safety here.
And now a timeout by Princeton. While they got a timeout, Eric, see if you got some more scores.
And, I think Princeton – I think they took that timeout maybe just to talk to the team, settle them down, because they just keep continually shooting themselves in the foot. Okay, up in Martinsburg, up at Spring Mills, Martinsburg is open to lead up to 17-12 in the 4th quarter. Huntington 21, Capital 7, Jefferson 41, Musselman 14. Let's try to find a local team.
How about Beckley and Spring Valley? The last score you gave, I believe, was 21-3, and at the time that was the score here.
So no updates from Beckley.
So it's still 21-3 as far as we know.
Yeah, well, we have our field reporter there.
All right, well, you're going to have to get on her and have our field reporter update us. So out of the timeout, Princeton will have it on their own 46-yard line. It'll be 1st and 13 with 55 seconds left here in the 3rd.
Ticket number 8306.
Next week, on Wednesday, Video Productions will have the 4A sectional volleyball tournament, which will include Beckley. Next Thursday, we'll have the middle school football championship of Raleigh County, which will be Independence. And they'll be playing Shady. And then next Friday night, we'll have Westside at Shady, all on Video Productions. All right, 1st and 13. They're going to hand the ball off to Markel Lowe, trying to get to the edge. He does. He turns it up, and he's slung down across midfield, and he gets the ball down to the Independence, looks like maybe 47, 46-yard line. Princeton, some of the Princeton faithful didn't appreciate the way he was slung down.
Well, it was they were saying horse collar, was nowhere near a horse collar. He had his jersey. But I tell you what, that was a touchdown saving tackle. The way that was set up, that was going for 6. That was going for 6. Great tackle.
So at the 47-yard line, perhaps this will be the final play of the 3rd quarter. And Lowe comes in motion now, and they're going to run the ball to Jennings. And Jennings will plow ahead inside the 45 to the Independence 44, and that should be the final play of quarter number 3. So at the end of 3, your score is Princeton 28, Independence 10. We'll be back in 1 minute here on Video Productions.
You have a goal. You know what you want. Start with us, New River Community and Technical College, your community college. Take classes online or in a classroom in Beaver, Lewisburg, Summersville, or Princeton, or step outside the classroom in one of our technical or health programs. Find flexible and affordable options to help you reach your goal. It's closer than you think when you start with us, New River Community and Technical College. Apply today.
City National Bank, where you can purchase or refinance your home with the no down payment champion mortgage. No down payment, no private mortgage insurance, no kidding. Visit your local branch to get started today. City National Bank, member FDIC, equal housing lender. To learn more, log on to mortgage.bankatscity.com.
The most mouth-watering showdown on television. The Hangry Games Ultimate Snack-Off. Right here at your local Little General store. Keep your appetites brave and your snacks ready.
Tonight's game is brought to you by Frobel for Judge. Michael Frobel is a candidate for the circuit judge in the 2nd division. Michael is proud to support the student athlete of Raleigh County and would be proud to serve as your circuit judge. Also, the game tonight brought to you in part by Cracker Barrel. Cracker Barrel with locations in Beckley and Princeton. Cracker Barrel, the old country store. All right, Eric, we're going to the 4th quarter. 28-10, the Princeton lead. It'll be a 3rd down coming up for the Tigers at the 44-yard line of Independence. So let's see what Princeton will dial up. Let's see if they'll run Jennings again, and they will. Jennings plows ahead. He's got a big hole inside the 30, inside the 20. It's a race to the end zone, and Jennings will win it for a touchdown. So Jennings, his second touchdown run, Daniel Jennings, and that might do it as now that takes the lead to 34-10.
Yeah, and that's just too easy. Never got touched until he was stiff-arming the young man into the end zone.
So that's a 44-yard run. He had a 58-yard run on the previous possession, and now that is a 3-play, 51-yard drive and a 44-yard touchdown run by Daniel Jennings. That takes the lead to 34-10. That was the first play of the fourth quarter, and now trying to tack on the point after, and the kick is up. It looks good, and it is good. I'll tell you one thing, folks. This Princeton is a really complete team, and you got to think about this. You look at all the penalties they've had and the multiple touchdowns they've had called back, and they're beating a really good team in Independence right now, 35-10, is that latest drive. In the scoring recap brought to you by Pepsi. We'll talk about this drive, Eric. 3 plays, 51 yards. Daniel Jennings, his second touchdown run, a 44-yard run.
So their last 2 combined plays,
they scored 2 touchdowns on their last 5 plays.
Yeah,
they had a 2-play, 64-yard drive, and now a 3-play, 51-yard drive.
So tack on the 7th play and 1 call back, a touchdown call back.
Yeah.
So yeah, being pretty efficient this second half.
And, the one thing, and you had mentioned too, Eric, is we talk about it, there is a lot they really spread the wealth. There's so many talented players on this Princeton team, and, you always hear the term, the ball doesn't care who makes the play, and that's for sure. They got a lot of guys that can't make the play.
You know what? And they seem like they're all
bought into
They're
that.
all bought into it, man. You get that much talent. Someone's always going to be griping, hey, Coach, I didn't get anything. But I don't see any of that out of this team.
No, and they're on the verge of going 8-0, and when you win, and they had success making it to the AAA championship game a year ago, here comes the deep kickoff, and that's going to find the end zone, and that'll be a touchback come out to the 20-yard line.
And that kick makes me wonder why they didn't do that to start the second half.
Yeah, I agree with you. I don't know. Maybe they're working on things for something else. I don't know. Or also it keeps teams honest, because got a lot of people watching this and a lot of people watching it live. A lot of people will watch the replay of this game because, Princeton able to be showcased here on video productions and people are able to see how talented this Princeton team is.
Yeah, and they have it, good line. And quarterback is not rattled at all.
And, there's no moral victories. Independent's going to be disappointed if they don't win the game. More likely they won't. But they played them tough in spots in this game.
The thing that sticks out to me now is it looks like Nelson's back in.
Yeah, and he takes the handoff.
And you don't want to mortgage the rest of your season. You want to get your guys going, but
second and 6.
That's a 4-yard carry.
Nelson is tough as nails because he got rolled up big time, on that ankle, and he's back in there battling.
So, ball's out to the 24-yard line. It'll bring up 2nd and 6. And let's see what Brock Green will cook up from the shotgun. Nelson to his right. He'll go trips to the top of the screen. They'll throw it out in the flat. It's caught by Dalton Atkins. He crosses the 25, falls forward to the 26, maybe 27. They might even give him the 28-yard line. Bring up 3rd down.
I had a chance to look while that ball was in the air. I was checking out the Princeton sideline. The whole sideline was going, hey, how about a flag over here on the hold on this one?
Well, it'll be 3rd and 2 coming up for Independence on their own 20-yard line.
Long 2. That's a long 2.
Yeah, for Independence, they have a bye week next week, and then they'll close out the regular season in 2 weeks against Summers County here at home. They came in, Eric, number 4, and they still have a chance to get finish in the top 8 and get at least one home game.
There goes Princeton again.
And there's a flag.
And that's Jennings.
And if it is on Princeton, that will be enough for a first down, and it is. And it is.
As you can see, the left defensive end, he tries to fall backwards.
But the one thing, and no question that anybody that's watched this, well, listen, you can agree with some calls here or there, but you can't disagree. I mean, you can't disagree with all of them if you want to, but not all of them are bad calls. But to my point, as talented as Princeton is, to win the championship, they've got to be able to clean this up. because they're going to I think of the 4 classes. I think AAA. Not that the other classes aren't competitive, but I think the most competitive class of the 4 classes is AAA.
Definitely going to be. I mean, you're going to get a barn burner, great teams, great matchups.
Here's a handoff. Nelson. He's across the 35. He gets out near the 40. He just shy of the 40 at the 39-yard line. And bring up second down.
He is 6 on the play. He's second and 4.
So they do put him down at the 39-yard line. Clock continue to move, coming up on 9.5 of the fourth quarter. We'll have the Pioneer Community Bank postgame show. Quick wrap-up of this one. We appreciate all the fine folks from Independence High School making our broadcast possible. The entire administration. Second down play from their own 39-yard line. Running play to Nelson, and he gets tackled for a loss back to the 35-yard line. So it'll bring up a third down, 3rd and 8 coming up.
The third down is 7 on the 35.
But I'll tell you what, Eric, I think for anyone who is going, and there are a lot of good teams in AAA like we talked about, for a team's going to beat Princeton, you're really going to be able to have speed. You have to be disciplined. And if Princeton doesn't make these mistakes, they are such a big play team.
Yeah, and this team, as you stated, I think, at the top of the first 4 teams in this class with Bridgeport, Fairmont, Princeton, and Spring Valley. Well, Spring Valley's not even in the top 4, but
Green to throw, and it's intercepted. That is, let's see who that is, down the sideline. That's going to be a touchdown at pick 6, and Princeton able to return the touchdown.
Flags everywhere.
And
flags on the play.
So hold the phone. The interception's probably going to stand, but the return may not. And let me see who was able to pick that ball off.
Ronell Coatney.
So the return down the near sideline, I think the pick is going to stand, but they're going to have a penalty, and that'll take the touchdown off the board. So help me. I'm trying to – is that 4 or 5 touchdowns now been called back? 5 touchdowns been called back. And they still have scored 5 as we watch the replay.
Let's watch this complete play. Listen.
Return team, number 72. That's a 10-yard penalty from the
Yeah, clear. It was right. Yep.
And it didn't need to.
Did not need to.
Personal foul. Return team.
Did not need to. How many times have we seen a game this year where whether it be an interception, a run, a pass, kickoff return, and, behind the play there's no need because there's no way they were going to catch the ball carrier, and yet you have this penalty. And, so on the interception, Princeton will get possession. It will go as a turnover. That'll be the 6th interception this year by Green. So he's got 6 interceptions, 6 touchdowns to go along with 6 picks. And it'll be from the 40-yard line. That is where Princeton will take over 1st and 10 from the Independence 40. So let's see what Princeton elects to do here. Probably a heavy dose of Markel Lowe, and he gets the carry. He's got the edge. He's got a first down. They run him out of bounds inside the 30, about the 27, 28-yard line, and see where they put him down at, maybe the 20, 28, 29. The officials stand at the 28, maybe the 28.
1st and 10 for the Tigers.
So a 12-yard gain for Markel Lowe on that play. Clock continuing to run, getting ready to go under 8 minutes, and a lot of people, Eric, from the Independent side, getting ready to head to the exits.
Yeah, especially if Princeton's able to punch one in.
So here's a reverse. They've got some running room. Mosser, if he can get a block, he's got some room. He's inside the 10. He's into the end zone for a touchdown. I'm looking around. I don't see any laundry, and that touchdown will stand.
He finally got in. They've been trying to get him one.
So that's the 3rd straight possession that Princeton has scored a touchdown. Mosser on the reverse, and the lead is now 41-10.
That was
7:45 left in the game.
That was a nifty reverse because it was an inside handoff to Jennings as he flips it, and he had another option. He could have pitched it to Lowe as well.
But, the one thing I've noticed about all the skilled people for Princeton, they're fast, and then they got another gear. All of them, they just turn it into another gear.
And major stiff arms in this second half.
So getting ready for the point after. That was a 2-play, 40-yard drive, 28-yard touchdown for Mosser. The point is up and in. 7:44 left here in the fourth, and it is now a 42-10 lead for Princeton. Your scoring recap brought to you by Pepsi of Southern West Virginia. And love to have me an ice-cold Pepsi right about now. But, you know, Eric, so now Independence, this is going to be their first home loss since going back to the COVID year, October of 2020. And you and I have been doing video production now 4 years, and the first time Independence has lost a game that you and I have done.
Yeah, and it's back to the drawing board, so to speak, for Independence. Excuse me, they have Summers County coming, what, in 2 weeks?
2 weeks, yeah. They got a bye,
hey,
and a much needed bye week, yes.
Because you're going to leave this game not only with your feelings a little hurt, but probably banged up a little bit. But it's nothing that Independence shouldn't hang their hats.
No, they shouldn't.
Because I think they controlled the tempo of the game in that first half, and you just knew at any moment that Princeton could strike big, and they've really put the TKO on Independence in the second half.
The game changed when it was 7-3, 4th and 2, and they weren't able to get it, and then Princeton went 90 yards, 14-3. That's when the game changed.
Of the game.
Yep. But, you know, the thing about it, too, and I think you would agree that no matter who Independence will play, and there are a lot of good teams in Class AA, but nobody with the kind of team that we're seeing in Princeton here tonight.
It would be hard.
Hard for me to believe anybody in AA is good as Princeton. Here's Rose back inside the 5 with the return. He gets up across the 20 and out to the 26-yard line. That's where Independence will start this possession.
May have an injured Princeton player.
But looking ahead, Eric, for Princeton.
He's playing possum up here on the hill in Coast City.
Princeton will be on the road against Greenbrier East next week, and then Princeton will close out the season at home against Parkersburg South. You and I saw Parkersburg South earlier in the year.
With the Greenbrier East team is bruised and battered, and a lot of injuries. I think the quarterback was hurt in the Nicholas County game, running backs out. So Princeton but circle that Parkersburg South game because that'll be another good test for this Princeton team.
And that game will be at Honeycutt Field in Princeton, the last play date of the regular season on November the 8th. So 1st and 10 for Independence on their own 26-yard line. Here's Green, waits on the snap. They hand it off, and they got a new player back into the game, and that, once again, is Cole Laxton. And I'm sure that Silas Nelson's night is done.
Yeah, and I think Silas Nelson probably well up in double-digit carries on the evening.
Well, we got the stat genius right here beside you.
He has 28 carries. I mean, 28 carries. That is a lot of work.
That's a 1-yard carry for Laxton out to the 27-yard line. And we are coming up on the 7-minute mark of the fourth quarter. But, Eric, like we said, we both agree that I think the bye week's coming at an opportune time for this Independence Patriot team. Green takes the shotgun snap. Here's a running play. Laxton again comes to the near side, gets up across the 30, maybe to the 31-yard line.
Laxton with the ball carry.
And it'll bring up 3rd down.
4. 2nd and 5.
So from the 31-yard line, it'll be a 3rd down play coming up. 3rd and 5. You know, if you're the home faithful of Independence, outside of the way the game's going to end, you couldn't ask for a more perfect, beautiful Friday night for football.
I mean, perfect weather, perfect temperature. I mean, yeah, this is a great Friday night.
Here's Brock Green to throw. Throws in the flat, and that's intercepted. And this will go back for a touchdown. That looks like Markel Lowe, and it is, and he runs it back in for a Princeton touchdown.
Touchdown, Tigers.
So Lowe gets the pick. And that's a pick 6, and that's a touchdown as we watch the replay here. And Green was under duress. Lowe able to make the pick 35 yards away down the near sideline into the end zone for a Princeton touchdown.
And Markel Lowe will finally – that's his first score tonight, correct? Other than the kickoff. Yeah, it was second. So,
well, this Princeton team can beat you in so many ways. And the extra point, waiting to kick that. The lead now 48-10. And, you know, there's another area. They are solid in the kicking game as soon as he says that, as he misses the extra point.
Right on cue.
But you have seen, you know what I'm talking about.
Yeah.
You've seen him kick off, and he's made the others, but he does miss that one. So the extra point is no good. So your new score with 5:59 left in the game is 48-10 in favor of Princeton. And that was Markel Lowe with the INT and the pick six. Scoring recap brought to you by Pepsi of Southern West Virginia. And tell you, I'm going to need a Pepsi when this game's over.
Definitely going to need one.
The blue can, silver can if you like Diet Pepsi, or black can if you like Pepsi Zero.
Our field reporter from at the Beckley game just gave an update. Spring Valley jumped out, scored 21 points in the first quarter. Woodrow was able to score right before the half with a field goal. Nobody scored all the way to the fourth quarter here, and Spring Valley just extended the lead 27-3.
So 27-3 across the county, and looks like Beckley's going to fall a little short for the second week in a row.
Yeah, and it looks like Shady Springs is going to get a big road win at Nicholas County.
That's a huge win for Shady.
Yes, they're up 27-12.
So it'll be kickoff time for Princeton. We're a second under 6 minutes left in this one. We'll see if we got an update on the World Series. I don't think we have a score, and we do not. So here's Princeton ready for the kickoff.
Oh, the clock will run through now.
Yep. And this will be return. And that'll be Silas Nelson. Didn't think maybe we'd see any more of him, but he does return the kickoff out across the 25-yard line. So it'll be a first down for Independence. But, you know, Eric, you look at this and you think, wow, you've got this explosive Princeton team. They put up 48 points, and they've had 5 touchdowns called back.
Yes.
I mean, that's amazing, isn't it?
That is amazing.
I mean, I don't think I've ever done a game where a team has scored this much and had that many touchdowns called back.
And let's not forget, dropped a touchdown. That would, Jennings definitely would have scored.
So the clock continued to move, as you can see on your screen. We're at that point of the game. Once it's a lead of 35 or more, which is 38 right now. I can even do that math.
That's great math.
All right, so here's Brock Green from the gun. Takes the snap. Be a running play. And they got a new player into the ball game for Independence. And the new player is McGinnis, Tyson McGinnis, a 5'10", 180-pound junior on the carry.
With the carry, gain of 5.
So, Eric, we'll be back here at Independence next Thursday for the Raleigh County Middle School Championship game. And it'll be a rematch of a game which Independence beat Shady 52-6 earlier in the year, and they'll play for the middle school title next week.
Yeah, and that's what Independence people need to tune into that one, because they have a lot of nice young players coming up to feed into this already dominant AA school.
Yeah, next Thursday, by the way, that's Halloween. So we're going to have a scary good time back here at Coal City next Thursday. There's another running play across the 30. So it brings up third down. Clock still moving, coming up on the 4-minute mark. But, you know, Eric, we had talked about when you look at these two teams, and, of course, Princeton, they've got to be, if not the favorite, one of the favorite. I know that Bridgeport is really good, and, of course, Princeton beat Bridgeport in that amazing playoff game last year, 73-70. And I'm thinking, if you're Bridgeport, you're getting on the bus. You scored 70 points and still lost.
Still lost the game.
Still lost the game, and Princeton beat them 73-70. So they
and if you can remember, Princeton was down big in that game.
Yeah.
And came roaring back.
So they might be on a collision course. And then you look at Independence, like I said, they'll be disappointed. But as you stated earlier, no need to hang your hat on this one. And I think they're getting a bye week at the good time. Get healthy, get ready to play. As here's a running play. It's a first down across the 40. And gets the ball out to the 45-yard line. Once again, McGinnis on the carry. But you get ready to play that final game of the regular season, Summers County, and then you get ready for the postseason.
Yeah, and the key here for this next week is probably take a couple of days off and get a little healthier. You know, you're going to always be banged up this late in the season.
And, you know, Eric, that's why I would think that I would prefer as a player probably a bye later in the week, because you've been out here with all your flex days. The 1st of August, you need a break so you can maybe recharge, get not just physically but get mentally ready to prepare yourself to go to the postseason. From the 40, here's McGinnis on a carry and get a yard or two. They still haven't blown the whistle, and now they do. They must have heard me.
Give you an update on the World Series. The Dodgers just take a 1-0 lead in the World Series.
So game 1 tonight, one of the best of 7 at Dodger Stadium.
It must be Tony. You know he's a big Dodgers fan.
Well, you know, I saw, and I didn't realize Fernando Valenzuela passed away here recently, and they were they were celebrating that. The Dodgers were, I think, with a patch on their uniforms maybe tonight.
Matter of fact, didn't he pitch in the 81 World Series against the Yankees, the last time they beat the Yankees in the World Series?
That was in a strike season in 1981. In fact, I saw Fernando Valenzuela pitch multiple times.
Fernando was 20 years old at the time.
Saw him pitch in Pittsburgh, saw him pitch in Cincinnati back in the 80s. Here's a run. McGinnis crosses midfield. Good run. And a first down inside the 45 to the 42-yard line of Princeton.
Yeah, a lot of new jerseys out here for both squads, and this Independence team's trying to tack on another one.
You know, Eric, I can remember when Fernando Valenzuela, when he broke in, man, he took not just the Dodgers but the entire Major League Baseball by storm.
Yes, he did. He came in, and I like to smile, man. He just looked like he was really a kid out there having fun. And that's one thing I was watching the game with my father-in-law a couple weeks ago, and that's the one thing about baseball. They react. It's America's pastime, like they're kids, just out there reacting, having fun.
So coming down to the almost to the final minute of this one. And here's a running play. McGinnis with a good, strong run inside the 30. This might go inside the 15. They run him out of bounds just shy of the 10-yard line.
Tyson McGinnis with the carry.
Yeah, this is good contact at the end by the safety and the running back. And neither one of them was scared on this one.
Oh, he did take a shot, didn't he? Hey, you got McGinnis in there showing the coach, hey, I can run, but you also got the defender for Princeton showing his coach, hey, I can deliver a hit.
Hey, that's right. You know what's funny? Hey, these second-team kids for Independence, they want to get in the books, and these other kids, Princeton's over there like, don't let them score, man. This is what I like when my time to shine, like coach.
Coming down the final 40 seconds left in the game.
This should be the last play of the contest.
Well, they might get one more after this if they don't score here. They'll run the ball to McGinnis. They'll drag him down from behind for a loss back to the 14. They might get one more play in, Eric.
No,
but
not the way they're coming to the sideline.
Nope, and that will be the final play, and you are correct. So that will do it here from Coal City. The final score is going to be Princeton 48 and Independence 10. We'll take a break, come back, and have the Pioneer Community Bank postgame show coming up next here on Video Productions.
Miller's Beckley Auto Mall, West Virginia's largest GMC Buick dealer, is a proud sponsor of West Virginia High School athletics and our area student athletes. Dutch Miller's Beckley Auto Mall, with 2 locations for your convenience, 3934 Robert C. Byrd Drive in Beckley and 8762 Seneca Trail in Fairleigh. Plus, you can shop 24/7 at BeckleyAutomall.com. Dutch Miller's Beckley Auto Mall and West Virginia's student athletes. A winning combination. GMC, we are professional grade.
When you're about to go on the most important journey, it matters who you choose to start it with. From your very first prenatal appointment, Access Health's dedicated team is here to support you with the latest technology and personalized care. Preparing for your little one's arrival is a special time. And when the big day arrives, you can be confident knowing you have the same team to guide and support you. Access Health, your partner in health every step of the way.
To your home among the hills. At West Virginia Wesleyan College, you'll unearth new passions, be exposed to fresh perspectives, and find what drives you. This place of discovery is where you can become a scientist, a leader, an athlete, a performer, a friend. Opportunities include research, internships, and study abroad. Plus, our vibrant community makes for experiences you'll never forget. Discover yourself at West Virginia Wesleyan College.
Massey Power Sports is your one-stop off-road and tractor destination. We have an awesome selection of side-by-sides, ATVs, dirt bikes, tractors, and kid machines. Our machines come loaded with features the other brands don't have and will save you thousands of dollars versus the competition. Massey Power Sports offers the best prices, the best service, and the best warranties. Our locations in Beckley and Cross Lanes are here to serve you. Online at MasseyPowersports.com. Massey Power Sports. We power your work and your adventure.
My name is Lizzie Hess, and I am a cosmetologist in Tays Valley, West Virginia. The Jumpstart Savings Program is a career savings account, and it just helps to save money so that you can invest in yourself or invest in products that you would need with whatever technical career you're currently in.
The Jumpstart Savings Program is celebrating skilled workers and offers state tax advantages while you save for future expenses.
Having funds to be able to supply anything that I need is awesome.
Find out if a Jumpstart Savings account is right for you. Take the quiz today.
And we welcome you back into the Pioneer Community Bank postgame show here at Coal City, West Virginia. Final score at Independence High School. Princeton a winner 48-10. I'm Maris Lowry with Eric Thomas. And Eric, I'll tell you, I think that even though there were times where Independence was making it tough on Princeton, I think the tone was set from the very beginning, from that opening kickoff. Amazing 75-yard kickoff return by Markel Lowe. I think Princeton really set the tone. Like I said, there were times they were threatened throughout the game, but they never relinquished the lead, and they got big play after big play. And to put up 48 points and still have 5 touchdowns called back was an amazing game tonight by the Princeton Tigers.
Yeah, and it wasn't a clean game by any means, but for Princeton too. And yet, like you said, to put up 48 points. But time and time again, you can say some of the flags may have been questionable, but they did a lot to shoot themselves in the foot. But Independence was just outmatched tonight. But they don't have to – I don't want them to hang their head, because I think they came out with a good game plan, executed it in the first half, but just not able to really get over the hump. And the turning point in the game at 7-3 when they were it was 4th and 2
at the 10-yard
line,
not
able to capitalize, and then it just snowballed after that.
Well, you know, Eric, we know there's a lot of good teams and a lot of good players on these AA teams that Independence may face in the playoffs, but – no AA team I could imagine that has the capabilities of the skilled people like Princeton has.
Yeah, and if you're looking at the top of the bracket would be Frankfort and Roane County, and I do see both teams, Frankfort and Roane County, play a lot of great defense. But if you're able to put up at least 10 points against this Princeton team and move the ball, I think it bodes well in your classification.
Yeah, I'll say this: whoever Independence may play in the postseason, I think they'll have a shot against anybody if they play, no matter where they play. But anyway, Erica, you have the numbers of this big Princeton victory.
Okay, the total yards ended up Princeton with 341, so they put up 200 more total yards in that second half. And Independence ended with 285. For Independence on the ground, Silas Nelson carried it 28 times for 70 yards. I mean, that's just
tough sledding. And
Brock Green ended the night 10 of 19 for 144 yards. But in the second half, he wasn't real good with the football in that second half, trying to make some plays. Ended up throwing 2 interceptions, and one went for a touchdown the other way for Markel Lowe.
And he did have a touchdown pass.
Yes,
also.
And he also had a touchdown pass. So leading the way was Christian Linksweiler had 6 catches for 106 yards for Independence. On the flip side, Princeton ended up with 185 yards rushing. They held Markel Lowe to 57 yards on 10 carries, but they let Jennings run for 108 on 4 carries. Yeah. So it's kind of like pick your poison.
Right.
I mean, what do you do? So and through the air, Chance Barker was 8 of 14, 156 yards, and 2 touchdowns. And we can also say out of those misses, he probably had 5 to 6 drops. Barker did, things that didn't really work out. So Independence, came in and battled, just fell up short tonight.
All right, we'll take our final break, come back, and we'll wrap this up, put a bow on it, and we'll do that on the other side of the break here on Video Productions.
Here we grow again. Pioneer Community Bank is proud to offer a network of banks right here in our communities. By offering you more locations, Pioneer continues to meet all your banking needs where you are. Please stop by our New Harper Road location. We are truly investing in Southern West Virginia. Pioneer Community Bank. Friendly service, great products. Member FDIC, Equal Housing Lender. City National Bank, where you can purchase or refinance your home with the no down payment champion mortgage. No down payment, no private mortgage insurance, no kidding. Visit your local branch to get started today. City National Bank, member FDIC, equal housing lender. To learn more, log on to mortgage.bankatcity.com.
Compliance helped me lose 50 pounds by freeing up tasks like payroll, HR, and bookkeeping. I'm now free to do what I want.
With compliance, you can do what you want to do. Compliance, we've got your back office.
Don't drop the ball. Come see your hometown legends at the all-new Greenbrier Ford in Beckman. We won't be beat.
If you need a lawyer, then you need a lawyer who's in it to win it. You need Hill, Peterson, Carper, B. & Ditzler. We have a track record of winning millions for our clients. At Hill, Peterson, Carper, B. & Ditzler, we're in it to win it.
The most mouth-watering showdown on television. The Hangry Games Ultimate Snack-Off. Right here at your local Little General store. Keep your appetites brave and your snacks ready.
You have a goal. You know what you want. Start with us. New River Community and Technical College, your community college. Take classes online or in a classroom in Beaver, Lewisburg, Summersville, or Princeton. Or step outside the classroom in one of our technical or health programs. Find flexible and affordable options to help you reach your goal. It's closer than you think when you start with us. New River Community and Technical College. Apply today.
It's fourth down, seconds on the clock. He hands it off, finds a hole in the middle. Clear, nothing but incredible. A touchdown for the win. I can't believe it.
Pizza, better with Pepsi.
It's our 21st anniversary here at Dan Cava Toyota World. Check out our all-wheel drive hybrid sedans with interest rates as low as 4.5%. Shop the 3 C's, Camrys, Corollas, and Crowns. We have a large selection of Tundras, starting as low as $49,000 and up to $7,000 off. We want to thank you for being a part of our family for 21 years. Come celebrate with us at Dan Cava Toyota World in Fairmont. Shop the world.
And we welcome you back to Independence High School for the final time. Once again, the final score, 48-10, Princeton over Independence. Eric, before you give some final scores, your last final take of the game that we called here tonight.
Yeah, if you're Independence, I think you just want to, get out of this game and get back healthy in your bye week and really take the positive things you did in that first half and just try to roll with that the rest of the season.
And you might have a couple of final scores.
Yeah, final score in the big game up at Spring Mills. Martinsburg pulls out a road victory over previously number 1 Spring Mills 17-12. Shady Spring Tigers, they went on the road to Nicholas County and won that game 27-21. And Beckley is trailing right now with like 4 minutes to go to Spring Valley. Spring Valley's leading the game 27-9.
All right, well, that'll do it from here. We appreciate the whole staff at Independence High School for getting us taken care of. And our staff here, we had Jackie Moon and the brains of the outfit, Faith Alexander, on camera. Of course, we had the stat genius, Mr. Chris Farish, the heavy hitter, Mr. Nick Eskins, producing and directing. We had Tony Jones doing a little bit of spotting. He was our halftime guest. For my partner, Eric Thomas, I'm Maris Lowry. Final score, Princeton 48, Independence 10. Good night, everybody.